Yo, we are back. 2020 Goodfellas Podcast. It's your boy Dougie. I got A-Will, I got Five with me. And as y'all can see, we got guests. We appreciate y'all fellas for coming.
Indeed.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
2020. Happy birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Knees getting a little older.
Hey, you about, how old are you, man?
My 25th year anniversary.
Okay.
25th birthday. My 8th year.
New year, new you?
No.
Same Dougie.
All
sleep anyway.
Come on, man.
Sleep toward God.
Hey, we got B Class back in the building. I got my boy Law with me.
Shout out.
Remy, fellow Capricorn.
Yes,
Got my boy Percy, and Q Breeze. Y'all got any New
We
Year's
still got Danny
resolutions?
behind the booth. I mean, behind the camera.
We don't need to.
Still here, man. Still employed.
We got a lot of noise. The man behind
Still
the
employed, man.
Man behind the band.
There you go.
I see where you going with
There
this.
you
I see
go.
where you going. Boo, say something. Tell him to speak. You don't.
I'm here, man.
Looks in the camera.
Happy New Year.
He looks in the camera.
It's a long show, dog.
Is this over? Is it over?
Any New Year's resolutions?
People still do that?
You sound like Wayne.
It was in the middle of the week, man.
Nobody knowing. That was Wayne's New Year's resolution.
That's how y'all mind it?
Resolution.
It was yesterday.
Y'all had to change on a Monday?
I mean, why do you got to?
No, I mean, if you don't have none, you don't have
I
none.
don't have one.
Anybody got something?
It'll just be better than last year. That's it.
It's progression.
That's it.
That's it. It's progression.
Stand sucker free. No, they go.
Well,
That's the best way to move through life.
yeah.
Alright. NBA, we gonna dive right into it. So before, I wanna get right into it. Before we went live, my boy Q.
No, come on. Can we start with a different
Oh,
topic?
man.
Yeah.
Let's get this
Let's shake the table.
We couldn't start with Christmas, you know,
Let's shake the
Christmas
table.
games.
That was in 2019.
Oh, we okay.
New year, new us,
Yeah,
man.
come on. We want to be back. You know,
My bad.
and the weather is beautiful, by the way. It was beautiful on Christmas. It was beautiful today. So if we don't film next week, it's because the world ended. So,
Damn saying you call it 40 degrees beautiful.
It's beautiful.
In January.
You had a coat on. You had a coat on today.
Yeah.
You had a coat.
nah,
Yeah, I had a
you
coat.
had a jacket.
Did you have a jacket or a coat?
A coat, both of them.
Yeah, he had a jacket.
You had both of them on.
Both of them on.
Yeah, you belly on though.
Downtown, I understand.
Come on, man.
I understand.
That shit ain't had a belly on.
Shit, this is what I was. You know what I'm saying? This is my country.
What?
This right here.
You out here
Yeah,
calling
you'll be sick next week. You'll be sick next week.
Shout out to my wife, shout out to our white followers, you know. But you out here Caucasian. Real Caucasian.
My juice.
What's in that cup?
Juice, lime juice and cranberry juice.
Sounds terrible.
You know.
Sounds interesting. Q, you want to let the people know what you was?
Sure. So we was talking about, is Kyle Lowry a Hall of Famer? Based off what Tristan Thompson said, he said Kyle Lowry's a Hall of Famer. So just want to ask the audience, do we agree or disagree that Kyle Lowry's a Hall of Famer?
First off, Tristan Thompson said it. Done here.
Thank you, Clyde.
Tristan Thompson,
Thank you.
when he gets to start telling us who is what and what, get rebounds. That's all he can do. He can't score, he can't do nothing. Get rebounds.
And
He's
him-
an
Show
NBA
on the pick and roll.
He's an NBA player.
NBA player.
Show on the pick and roll.
He played one of the greatest players of all time. I would think he would know some type of talent, though. He played with Kyrie, he played with LeBron.
But has
he
Tristan
played with Love.
has he gotten better over the past 3 seasons?
No.
I mean, I don't think he's working on his game.
But, I mean, there's one person that survived the Kardashian curse.
Who?
He ain't like fall off.
Has he? He on one of the worst
He was
teams in
never
the
on.
league.
He can't control the team, but him as a player.
He survived it. Did you see him playing the finals the next year?
After that
And
first
the
year,
year after that?
after
What
that
are you
first
talking
year,
about?
he was booty cheeks.
Yeah, he was.
He was
What are you
cheeks.
talking about?
Hey,
He just now got better when he left her.
He was cheeks.
He left her.
Harden survived it.
No.
He
He
ain't
had
surviving yet
the worst career. He had the worst career. That was his worst year of his career.
Has anybody
How
survived?
bad was that year though?
Has anybody survived the curse?
Yeah,
Nobody.
Kanye West.
No.
You listen to his last album?
Nah, he just.
You listen to his last album?
Garbage.
How many times you listen to it?
Man, he just remixed the
He ain't survived. He ain't survived.
He survived.
He
I
ain't
mean, you know what I'm saying?
survived.
He gave y'all a Sunday service.
The
You know what I'm
only
saying? Everybody
person,
playing,
the
you
only
know?
person that survived was Fresh Montana. That's the only person.
Barely.
That's the only person.
Nah.
And that's because his career was like this, and it's still like that.
He just got out the
So-
hospital.
So you saying he was mediocre?
He was
He's
mediocre.
still
He's still
mediocre.
mediocre.
Oh, okay, that's not
Only
survival.
survival.
That's not.
That's
No,
survival.
Tristan fell off.
What was he ever
He
doing?
couldn't grab
Is
rebounds.
Lowry a Hall of Fame?
No,
No.
no.
No, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists is not Hall of Fame.
No.
We don't leave it at that.
No.
Because if you put that up with no face, you say no.
And don't nobody care about him. Don't somebody gotta care about you to go in the Hall of Fame? Nobody cares what Kyle Lowry's doing.
Nah, it's some
I don't know.
it's
I
some
don't
people
know.
that
I don't know nobody that's a Kyle Lowry fan.
it's some people that made the Hall.
Any
that-
of y'all Kyle Lowry
They get a
fans?
speech, I turn.
We ain't fans, but you hate the
Ain't
guy.
no
I mean, because he's a bum.
But you said they wasn't gonna make the playoffs.
I did.
And they in the playoffs because of him.
Oh,
There's no-
right now.
There's
Still
no
got
Kyle
how many
Lowry
games
fans
left?
even in this room.
Oh, they gonna make the playoffs though.
Man, you don't have
They-
nobody
they-
cares.
They're never gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're shoo-in.
Even
You're
with
shoo-in.
Siakam, they're still
Siakam too.
they still gonna make
Name some Hall of Famers that don't nobody care about.
But I will say it'll be tough for him to get in though.
that's
It'll be tough because Tim Hardaway numbers.
You gotta care, bro. Nobody care about Kyle.
He blackballed. That's
He
why.
said he-
Why
Here's what I
Some
said.
comments.
Yeah, he has some,
Yeah, some comments.
about the L.
Okay.
We ain't gonna get into that.
Pick Chris
Green
again.
light
But what a dude
beneficiary.
Lowry
Yeah,
in though
Chris
was the
Rock.
first 6
Yeah.
years of his career. Like his numbers was like trash.
He's just a green light beneficiary.
He was very trash his first 6 years.
He's a
I told
beneficiary.
beneficiary of the green light, bro. He just got a green light.
That's true.
Some people.
That's true.
I mean, he really wasn't. He really
Real
wasn't
weak
good until he got to Toronto. So
Yeah, he was.
But I didn't say that.
Nah, you been saying he was weak in Toronto.
yeah. I ain't been weak in Toronto.
Yeah.
Nah, the numbers don't.
Yeah.
The numbers don't.
His numbers got
I
significantly
mean,
better.
he ain't been great in Toronto.
Yeah.
He's been
He
average.
hasn't been great.
He's been average.
Man, he averaging. I'm looking at his average. He
His Toronto career, why you got him asking the question? He can see all the way.
No. He asked the question.
Like, yeah, about 19 and 8.
Without-
Yeah, about 19 and 8 on his Toronto career.
Who else gonna take the shots if ain't nobody?
But you gotta think about it. Okay,
Yeah,
But not.
So let's look.
That's all he do. That's all he do.
But was Lowry better than DeRozan when DeRozan was there?
No.
Was Lowry better than Leonard when he
I
was there?
would say Lowry did more than DeRozan.
But was he better? Was he the guy? Was
I
Lowry
mean,
the
no, he
guy?
wasn't the guy because DeRozan was a better scorer.
Okay, was
He
he
didn't
the
do
guy?
anything else though.
when
But he didn't do anything else.
He didn't. I ain't arguing that. That ain't one more. I ain't gonna argue that. Was he better than Leonard? And is
No.
he better than Siakam?
Yeah.
No. Why?
Kyle Lowry is better than Pascal Siakam?
Not this year.
So let me. Nobody knew Pascal was gonna come out and hoop like this because you was
But-
dissing the man when we
But
first
but
started.
just because
I
you
was.
Yeah,
But he's doing it.
So now,
He's
also,
doing it.
we taking 20. How many games?
1 year.
We taking 20-something
But he
games.
had a good year last year.
Hold on.
Wasn't he most improved last year?
We taking
Yeah,
how many games we into the season? 30, 40. Yeah, we taking a 35 game sample to say he's better.
But I'm saying he
And
was
Kyle
most
Lowry.
improved.
I'ma
Look,
say, yeah.
He was
I'ma
most.
say, yeah.
He was most improved
He's
last
their
year.
best player.
He was most improved last year, and he's their best player right now with Lowry on the team.
But just because you're not the best player, don't mean you can't make the Hall of Fame. There's plenty of second
No, that's
guys
but that ain't
who
what.
make the Hall of Fame.
All I'm saying is Lowry, to my man's law point, Lowry ain't been the guy in Toronto. He's been pretty average.
19 and 9.
He ain't
That's
been
not
average.
average. Bro. That's not average. Name me a point guard that's averaging 19 and 9 right now. You probably can only name me about 4.
True point guard? You talking about true point
Just
guard?
point guard.
Y'all know I
Point
hate
guard.
that word. I hate the word.
No, I'm saying like
I hate
cause
that
like
word.
LeBron, James Harden,
Harden don't play. He played it too. Westbrook on that
okay,
team.
Westbrook,
Harden played the one.
No, Westbrook
He
is
just
the
dribble
point
like
guard
he
on the team.
who else we got? I'm looking around. The league.
Westbrook is the point guard on that team.
I'm looking around. The league.
Ben Simmons, he don't have
Luka,
Simmons not averaging
he
that.
ain't averaging 19.
Nah,
No.
he
He
got
got
like
17.
14.
Yeah, like 14.
What happened to
Yeah.
your boy?
Kardashian curse.
Speak on it.
Luka?
Luka? It ain't a lot.
What other point guard?
Dame.
But they ain't having it down yet.
They ain't having it down yet.
They ain't having it down
Dame,
yet.
Luka,
Steph.
Westbrook.
See, you heard
Come on, man. Just Steph. Dame playing.
You heard.
Come on, man.
I mean, but he doing it.
Kimba.
Oh, you know Kimber.
He probably barely averaging it.
Yeah, Kyrie.
That
When he was
team,
healthy.
that team
They
is.
distributing.
Yeah, it could be Jalen one day, it could be Taysom another, it could be
Who?
Kimball two nights.
He ain't averaging
He ain't
that.
averaging that.
Who?
I don't know what point
Jamal
guard
Murray?
is.
That's all I'm saying, man. It ain't too many point guards out there.
You ain't just gonna say 19
Come
and
on,
8
man.
is weak numbers.
No, I'm not gonna let you.
I didn't say they was weak. We said they was average.
Chris Paul been averaging that his entire career. He's absolutely been one of the best point guards in the league, averaging 19 and 9.
But
Absolutely.
His entire career.
He make people better. I'm sorry.
And he
How
defend
will
better.
Kyle Lowry make better?
Kyle Lowry can't win a
It
playoff.
look like he made
against
DeRozan better because DeRozan ain't been shit since he left.
Nobody in the East could.
Even with the great Greg
after,
Pop.
not after he went to
Cleveland didn't
Miami.
sweep through the playoffs.
No, I'm saying after he went to Miami.
Win a game.
Oh, Kyle Lowry, man.
They swept
They-
Toronto 2 years in a
They
row.
won, nah.
They
But it was
did.
1 year Toronto won 2 games.
And Lowry won the championship last year.
He
He
won
won
them
that
a championship?
game 6, yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
Lowry?
He
That was-
did.
Yeah.
You talking about
He
last
was
year?
like-
Started off like,
Yeah.
But how
He
many,
was like
how
one
many
for
playoff
8
series
before.
did we have to see him
Hold on,
in
wait,
to
wait,
get
wait.
that
What
out of
happened?
him, though?
In that game 6, Lowry had like 20 points in the first half.
He did.
He was going 8.
He did.
he was the reason.
He was going 8.
He wasn't the reason they won.
No, he was the
Games
reason.
one
That
through
game.
five. Games one through
That
five.
game.
Games one through
That
five.
game.
He was.
That game.
That
Games
game.
1 through 5.
I don't know what he did. Games 1 through 5.
They all was splitting it. Like Siakam one game, it was
Leonard,
Ibaka one game,
With
Leonard
that being
one
said,
game.
would you put Kyle Lowry as a starting point guard on your team?
No.
No.
Like if I had like
To
other
choose
point guards
over
out
who?
there to choose,
Even
to pick
averaging
from,
the numbers he's averaging.
No.
And you said like in comparison to
I'm just saying, just right now, if you had starting team, would you put Kyle Lowry as a starter or even a backup point guard on your
No.
I'm
Yeah.
with
team?
you.
Even with those numbers.
Give me all the smoke.
Yeah,
I'll
he was
take
20
LaMelo
and 9
Ball
this
over
year.
Kyle Lowry right
Now,
now.
now,
Right now.
on top of
LaMelo
that,
Ball over
Just
Kyle
because
Lowry
it's legal
right
don't
now.
mean you gotta
that's
smoke it.
that's
Right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
Right now. I'll
Even
take
with
it.
those numbers,
That's
he's
low.
only shooting 30%.
God
Hey man, be
damn.
respectful.
Even with
Be
those
respectful.
numbers, he's only shooting 30% from three.
His numbers over there ain't too far off.
It's disrespectful now until next year.
Dude, I don't
Kyle
care
Lowry got to try
what
to
his
guard
record
him.
like on
It's
the
disrespectful
And
right
they
now.
putting
Until next year, we gotta step in front of him.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Kyle
Don't
Lowry
say
can't
that.
guard.
But
No,
you
but-
already know,
What-
but you
what-
already know how
what-
the NBA works. They ain't guarding their
The
position.
man trying to say the
They
league
ain't guarding their position.
LaMelo
Lowry
is
don't
playing
guard
nobody.
nobody.
Y'all can't be
Right
with
under
Yeah,
this.
Lowry don't guard
Alright.
himself. He guards all of
They
them.
do say that though. They
Don't
do
let
say
them
that.
lie to you.
So,
okay.
so basically a bunch of no's. What you got? No? Yes, no?
Yes.
Guess what?
Yes, what?
Go in the Hall of Fame.
I'll put him in the Hall of Fame.
No.
So-
I say yes, but he won't be a first ballot.
That would be the definition of not getting in
He
first.
might not.
I mean, just because you don't get in first ballot don't mean.
No, I'm saying he
Okay, so
still
what's
get
your
in.
answer?
I think he'll get in.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
It's
Y'all
sweet.
tripping.
It's sweet.
Because there's a lot of guys' numbers. There's a lot of guys' numbers you will look at.
Toronto get a
People in the
championship.
Hall of Fame
was
was
A lot of guys' numbers you will look
That
at and you'll be
says a
like,
lot
man,
by
he got in the
itself.
Hall of Fame. If we just
He ain't the reason they won
if
it.
we just read their numbers
Like
off,
we just said.
No, sir.
like a lot of these guys don't have
Yeah,
impressive
Kawhi
like
won-
they
Kawhi
career
won.
numbers.
Dumar's in the Hall of Fame.
Siakam one night.
Who?
Ibaka
Joe
one night.
Dumar's in the Hall of Fame.
But the Hall of Fame ain't just
Probably less than that.
I'm just saying.
But also, it's
I'm
just
just
not the
saying.
NBA. You got to go medal.
I'm just-
You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Will his jersey be in the Raptors?
He was a member of the right team.
Yes.
In
That's
Toronto,
all it
yeah.
takes.
In Toronto, yeah.
In Toronto, yeah.
They gonna make it happen. They gonna make it happen. Toronto was not supposed to win a championship.
All right.
I'm like
Hold on.
60%.
Here we go.
First
Hold on. Here we go. All right, let's just take it here.
But that's a whole different
Chris
era.
Bosh, Hall of
That
Fame?
era was-
Absolutely.
Ooh, don't do that.
Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh. See Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Especially the way that he went
Chris
out.
Bosh should have to be
Absolutely.
Come on, man. We
Nah,
don't
absolutely.
disrespect.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking. His career was cut short.
Absolutely.
He did enough, though,
That's
in
he
that-
did
in that
enough.
time.
He was.
He did. Yeah, he did more than
top
that.
dog in Toronto.
Okay, so should he get his jersey retired in Toronto?
He would get his jersey retired in Toronto and in Miami.
It's already retired in Miami. There you go.
It's coming to Toronto. That's
Yeah,
what-
absolutely.
He's
All right.
I'm like
I just want to make
60%
sure.
yeah.
You ain't.
It would be
40,
Tim
man.
McBosh.
I just want to make sure.
11-time All-Star. Why are we here talking about Chris Bosh? No, 11-time
No,
All-Star.
because he said Lowry was gonna have his jersey retired. So
Absolutely.
I just wanted to know.
They gonna-
I just
That's
want to
all
know
he deserved.
if they were.
Yes.
Does Vince get his jersey retired? in Toronto?
Absolutely. Vince the one that put Toronto on the map. Absolutely.
Half man, half amazing.
I just want to check. I just want to
Hey,
check the
Will.
temperature of the room.
He can get his jersey retired, but Hall of Fame.
Alright.
As some people,
He will be in the Hall
some
of
people
Fame.
are just good and great players, and you got to leave it at that.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. So
I can respect that. I can definitely respect that.
He's average to me.
Or great.
Who?
Kyle
Bro,
Lowry.
We talk about it all the time, and he snap. Every time we say something bad about
He
Kyle Lowry,
quiet.
he go crazy.
He quiet.
You feel
I
me?
mean, he's still average. I mean, what y'all want to say? He had a good
They
game.
play tomorrow, right?
Gonna be average.
All right, he gonna drop 40 on him.
All right, well, y'all let me know. I'm gonna tell y'all he's still average.
Average.
Shit. Broke clock, broke twice a day.
I get mad. That's how I know.
He gonna stay in the
Right.
Eastern Conference, right?
That's
So
what I said. It's right twice a day. That's what I said. I said it wrong.
we almost
Even the garbage can gets a steak.
hey, we almost halfway through the basketball season. So right now, who is your favorites in the East?
In the East?
In the East, the
Right
Bulls
there,
and
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Milwaukee
Yeah,
for sure.
Milwaukee.
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 I like
I
Miami.
love Miami.
I like
I love Miami.
That's number 2.
That's I love Miami.
I like Boston though.
Yeah, I like Boston.
I like Boston too.
That's not
Boston tough.
I'm going with Philly.
Philly?
In the playoff series, they match. Number one, I think they match up real good with Milwaukee.
What did you have to say? What did you have?
No, I'm serious. I think because Milwaukee, dog, they. I don't
Outside
like
of
how they
Philly
match up.
starting 5, who do they have?
I mean, it ain't like the Bucks got a deep bench.
They do though. What?
They do.
Oh,
They do.
Tripping.
They got one of the best benches in the league. They're like number 3. They're like number 3rd in the league in bench points.
Who's on that bench?
Dude, they got
George
George Hill.
Sterling Brown, DiVincenzo. Yeah,
Robin Lopez,
Ilyasova give Bucks.
They got Kyle
stop
Korver?
playing.
they got the other
Kyle
little.
Korver.
Cal Ford.
Yeah, Robin Lopez on defense, like it's protecting.
You're looking a little.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I didn't like the way they match. I don't like how they match up with Philly. I don't like how they match up with Philly because they're losing Brogdon, and then outside of Giannis, like if you take Giannis out, who is your next guy? I get y'all saying they. Oh,
They got Bledsoe.
They got Bledsoe?
Like, come on, man.
so he Bledsoe it on.
They solid.
Number one, I'm.
If Embiid get hurt, what Philly gonna
I mean,
do?
we talking injuries. I mean, if the Bucks get hurt,
Facts.
No, I'm
Giannis
just saying,
get
if
hurt, the
Giannis
Bucks.
get hurt, they can survive more than Philly can.
I don't know that.
You trust the Ben? You trust the Ben with that 3?
No.
I can't say
not.
that. It ain't necessarily, it ain't about the
Injuries.
3-point shot. He gonna be way more aggressive
I
though.
wish that upon
And when you got a guy that's that good to be aggressive,
for like his 25th season.
that's the insurance right there if he get hurt.
Ben
saying Ben Simmons
Simmons
did great?
gave you a playoff game.
I think he had a better team.
When
He
B's
had a
out,
better
yeah.
team in
He took
Boston.
2 free throws.
He had a better team in Boston than he did. No.
And that's what you
I just think
want.
in a 7-game series, man, if Giannis, I don't got faith in that second guy. It ain't about they bench me. It's like they second guy.
You taking B.
Second and third guy. They second and third guy in the playoff series.
And B
Who's the second and third guy?
I'm talking about Milwaukee's. I don't like Middleton and Bledsoe.
But you like Simmons and
Simmons would be the
don't like
third
Bledsoe,
guy
but you
because it'll be horrible.
I don't. Bledsoe don't do nothing. Have y'all watched the playoffs the last few years with Milwaukee? Bledsoe does nothing.
Few years.
It's George. It was who was it? Dad. George Hill. George Hill was getting minutes down the stretch over Bledsoe. Like he ain't the guy.
But that's a kudos to that bench, right? Like you just said,
that's
they
that's
benches.
gonna cost you.
No, how? If you got somebody on your bench that can come in and give you quality minutes,
That's rotation, bro.
that's great.
And Bledsoe first team on defense.
What that mean? They just get out of the way.
That matters, bro.
They get
I
out of
mean,
the way.
just give it away.
Not.
LeBron got it.
Huh? When last time he got first team
Wow.
of defense?
Come on, man. You play.
2012.
Hey, come on, man. You
We're
play.
not gonna shade LeBron.
These the same people that voted James Harden. James Harden didn't make an All NBA team 2-3 years ago. Come on, man. Like, he don't make it every year.
Hey, I'm just gonna say. I'm just
He
gonna
didn't
say.
make it
this.
last year.
Excuse me. I'm just gonna say this right now. One thing we ain't gonna do on this show
It's disrespect
LeBron.
We're not gonna do that.
We ain't gonna do
But that
that.
was 2012 though.
We not gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that.
All I'm saying is
This is the first year LeBron to play defense.
I mean, they hand out that award to anybody, man.
It's the first year LeBron to play defense in a long time.
That's fine, but we ain't gonna disrespect him like he don't sit down. Like he can't sit down and play defense.
No, he don't. Not on the ball, one-on-one defense.
This year. It's been different.
Only this year.
It's year 17.
Alright. But
All right, what guys in year 17 are
I mean, what y'all want him to do?
he's sitting down this
I
year.
still want him to do everything.
So let me just blow it wide open. Let me ask you. Let me ask the panel a question. This is LeBron's 17th season, correct?
Yeah.
Has LeBron increased his game since he came to the league?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Based on what?
He's
Is he a better
Yes.
shooter?
Yes.
Shooter. Yes.
better 3-point shooter, better
Yes.
mid-range shooter.
Free throws too?
No.
No.
One thing.
That's the only thing. That's his only knock.
Closing the game?
No, he ain't
Yeah.
Closing it? No.
Yeah.
He's gotten better. He still ain't where he should be.
He's gotten better at
He's
closing
still ain't where
games.
he should
got
be.
2 knocks. Free throws, and he ain't got no goddamn go-to moves, man.
He
Yeah,
don't.
I agree with
No,
that.
He don't.
He can't play on the ball defense.
kid-
That's
You
not
can't
true.
say that.
That's not true.
We saw him lock up D-Rose in 2011. We saw him lock him up in the fourth quarter.
Relax.
Oh, man.
Facts are
Y'all
facts.
not gonna sit here and
Let's
do this. 2 minutes and something like 2017 season. Y'all not gonna do this. Y'all not gonna do this tonight.
Facts
Y'all
are
not gonna do
facts.
this.
He a Laker, but
He,
I mean, but you have 2. I mean,
17
think about it. Your 2 knocks is he can't shoot free throws and he don't have a go-to move.
Yeah,
Right?
the kids
That's
will
it.
Things you need to close game.
because
He's closed games
But he's
before.
closed games.
He just ain't where we think he should be.
no.
He's definitely not where he should be.
But he's closed games before. Don't tell that to Doc Rivers. Don't tell that to some of these coaches out there.
So,
No, I agree.
Don't tell it to Bob.
So just to be fair,
Uh-huh.
you trust him with the ball in his hands 4 seconds left.
Absolutely.
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 Are there players I would take over him?
He's
with
gonna
that?
make the right basketball
Yes.
play. He's gonna make the right basketball play. At the end of the
I'm
day.
glad you said it.
Here's a question. Here's a question.
Come on.
Closing the game right now.
Mhm.
NBA. Name me 3 players you would take over LeBron.
Luka.
Close it.
Luka,
Why? Hold on. Why would you take Luka?
he's a better shooter.
What,
and
no,
he can
hold
play-
on. What have you seen from Luka that would make you choose him over LeBron? What have you seen from Luka in closing games out this year? Because I know you can't be talking about last year, but they were terrible last year. What have you seen from Luka in the ended games this year that would make you trust him with the ball more than LeBron?
First of all, that's way too easy of a question, but I'll address it. He can get open to get the ball, and then he can create off the dribble to give it whatever shot he wants to.
I agree.
And he hit like
But-
LeBron can't do the same thing.
Hold on.
Luka
I
hit like
hold
3, 4 games.
on. I agree.
I'm gonna come in after.
Listen, I agree.
Okay, but
But have you seen Luka do that? Like
yes.
this year?
He had 3 or 4 games
This
with
year,
us
no.
Luka?
You saw last year?
He said no.
He only been in the league 2 years.
No.
He only been in the league 2 years.
No. Luka hasn't hit a game winner this year. No.
Hey,
That's
it's
like-
cute. It's cute to say LeBron ain't clutch till you got to start naming guys.
Okay,
that
who's
have
the
it.
second?
Okay.
Hold on.
The
Hold
only
on. Who's the
person.
second?
That's the
KD ain't in
only
the league.
person.
KD ain't in the
That's the
league
only
this year.
person.
That's funny.
That's
He's not
the
in the
only
league this
person.
He in there. He still the check still clearing.
I mean, he's not playing. Don't
He's
worry.
not clear.
KD should be one of you.
KD,
Kyrie.
Harden,
Kyrie. Okay, I give you
Kyrie.
Harden.
I would say Harden.
Only
We need security
No,
today.
listen,
Hey,
listen,
Boo. Hey, Boo.
listen,
Can you
listen.
double duty? Because we
They
got to
said
get him
they said
outside.
you were lying.
The only reason I would say Harden,
Oh my
he
God.
gets to the line more than anybody in the league. He's going to get that.
At the end of the game, he don't go to the line.
He's
I mean,
going-
he don't go to the bucket.
He
Harden
don't.
can't
He
create
don't.
it.
He's taking name over
He's
here.
Yeah, but
not
Harden-
going. And Damian Lillard.
Okay, hold on.
And
I'm
Damian
taking
Lillard.
name over
That's,
everybody.
but
in the
listen,
league.
but listen,
I don't
listen.
fuck.
This is. I think y'all are missing where Five is at. Right? He's saying not what they can do.
What they
What
have
we
done.
have seen them do
Damian
this
Lillard.
year.
Damian Lillard.
So,
We've seen
but wait,
Damian
but look.
past.
So to say LeBron can't create a shot is like grossly incorrect. We've seen him.
He literally, his last year in Cleveland, he literally had 2-3 game winners.
The one over Jimmy Butler.
I mean, we
The
can't.
one over Jimmy Butler.
Like we've seen
That's
LeBron
because his
hit
team
game.
wasn't good.
We've seen LeBron hit
The
game
one we
winners.
see
That wasn't a
Toronto.
good team.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We've seen him create shots and hit game
Why
winners.
why does anybody do this with LeBron, man? He's the best on the planet, and his shoes is comfortable as shit.
Hey, my boy.
Let's leave this man alone,
My boy.
man.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
Thank
nitpicking
you.
with that man
Why
right
you-
now.
I like
We
him
guilty
too.
Why
right
you
now,
sitting on
bro.
this side?
Q, I
We
like him too.
nitpicking with this man right. We looking for
I like
1
him
to
too.
2
Hey,
flaws.
man, these look.
You started this with Kyle Lowry. Is it the same people? Is this the same people who started this with Kyle Lowry? Y'all got me confused in here
Hold
tonight,
on.
man.
Hold on. I agree. We fall into the trap every time.
Oh,
with LeBron.
God.
We wanna pick apart his game. We wanna
Easiest player to pick apart
No,
because
it's not the
I
easiest
respect his
player.
game.
because he's so great.
No,
And he keeps playing
That's
every
not the reason.
no, but it's every year it's gonna be something else. Listen, the Lakers, the longevity people hold against them without even knowing it. They can win a championship this year. He can hit a game winner. Next year, people are gonna come and say, "Oh, he still ain't clutch."
Well, no.
And they come every
He
year.
gonna crucify me.
here's the thing
He'll
though.
crucify me.
Here's the thing though. I was one of those people that used to say like, man, LeBron not clutch, LeBron not this, LeBron like that. But then when I start comparing them to like some of the other people in the league, I'm like, well shit. I'm talking about he ain't clutch. Then what the hell is this? Who the hell is this player? Like,
Well, the reason-
you know, what are they?
Well,
Like,
the reason why,
you know what?
the reason why LeBron's
No, Cleveland. When he was
because
Cleveland,
he's
I started being
go to
realistic
the
about
air. You know what I'm
stuff.
saying?
But he is to go to the air. Is he
That's
not?
what I said. That's what I said.
Okay.
Once Kobe retired, you know,
Okay.
you know, that's fair.
Listen, it's fair. That's fine.
It's fair. We're not even gonna throw that comparison out there. We'll just keep it.
So
Just,
That's fine. But
Wait, so-
my thing is,
so-
okay, hold on. Nobody still answered my question.
They
Give
can't.
They can't.
Give me 3 players.
I did.
Give me 3 players that you would trust with the ball.
With 4 seconds left.
Not even 4 seconds.
Just
Just-
with the
just-
game
hold
on.
on.
Game on the line is 2 minutes
So
ago.
Byron said,
It's a close game.
Byron said,
It's a close game.
Byron said,
KD, Kyrie,
Yeah.
Kemba.
Why? Hold on. Yeah, we definitely gonna go back to the Kemba. We definitely gonna go back to the Kemba one.
Yeah,
We definitely gonna go back to the Kemba one. We definitely gonna go back to the Kemba one.
Lifelong big shot hitter.
What about Kyrie besides the Game 7 shot that he made and the one shot on Christmas that he made would make you take Kyrie over LeBron?
I'm gonna tell you right now, because literally what you need to get a shot off in the last few minutes of last few seconds of the game, he exhibits it the entire game, all game. It is his game.
He has
what you
it.
need to
He
get it.
has
No,
it.
no. What you need to get that shot off, it's literally how he plays.
hey,
I
It's how he plays.
1,000%
He's
agree with you.
designed for that
Well,
shit.
What
He's
have
literally
you
made
seen? But what have you seen with Kyrie?
Watch
his
him
defense.
play.
Go ahead.
And you know I'm a LeBron fan. You know that's my best friend.
Go ahead.
So
Fucking wrong name. What's the mic?
So he won the championship for them. That's not
Security.
In the
the
ISO.
block. You
In the
got the
ISO.
block. You got the block. You got the Kevin Love rebound, and then you got his game. You got his shot.
ISO too.
You got the ISO. You got him winning that clutch OT, that 57 point against San Antonio over Tony Parker. He's done it numerous of times. In that same
3
spot.
times is numerous.
It's enough.
LeBron's done that in a playoff.
I'm just
Just alone.
Hey,
Just
just
him.
one shot.
He did it in one series.
The first series against Denver, not Denver, Detroit.
Yeah.
He closed them out.
Is
He
there-
closed them.
Hold on, the game 7 shot. Is there a bigger shot you can make?
Oh, I
There
agree.
is no bigger shot. The
said
biggest
that.
shot
we
you
not-
can
but
make,
we
he's
not-
made.
but we
All
not-
we need to
but
see
we
that
not-
once.
But LeBron has made those shots too.
So
Yes.
Steph Curry.
And with more quantity.
Steph Curry has. I don't know if Steph Curry has. Steph Curry
He's missed the shots.
has.
but
Steph Curry hit a game winner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That big ass three from half
just watched
court.
Steph Curry.
He pulled off from half court.
I didn't watch Steph. I watched like 8 Steph Curry
that's
highlights.
one. That's one. I know that one.
Look.
I'm saying, like, what's another?
Playoffs. No.
And that was the playoffs.
He
That was the
made
playoffs.
No, that was very
Portland?
That was very
Portland? Are you crazy? Portland? He was hurt.
Fine.
He was hurt when he came in. He was hurt that year.
Give me Dame,
Look,
give me
look.
Kawhi.
In the final season.
Kawhi? Somebody give me over LeBron. Who you got? Kyrie?
I Cleveland one
I
game.
need 5, bro. Dame, Kawhi, Kemba,
Damian Lillard, Paul George.
Kyrie, and KD.
And for how long have they been better clutch players than LeBron?
I don't know if they better. I'm just saying, you asked me who would
Oh,
I
you
get the
talking
ball
about-
over him. I
okay.
think he's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, 5 years. You said you was coming back to
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Oh, Kemba. That don't mention
Why not?
Kemba.
Kimba's a big shot
Hey,
hitter, man.
That's all
He gonna take
do.
a man and hit him.
That's all he
Don't
do.
you ever gonna shoot?
That's all
Mention Kemba with LeBron James.
he do.
No, we're
started
not
with
mentioning
Kyle
him
Lowry.
with
Yes, we are. He said he was better than him.
He said
We can bring up anybody today. We started with Kyle
Now
Lowry.
we talking about clutch players and
y'all on
LeBron. I
Kyle,
want to hear
man.
Kemba Walker and LeBron James.
What's wrong with Kimba? He not clutch. I'm not saying to the level of LeBron, but I'm saying he's not clutch. No, no. Just no.
I mean, I like Kemba.
Okay,
I
He not
like
clutch?
Kemba a lot.
he not
But
clutch.
there's a lot of players I would get the ball to.
Alright.
With the game
Look,
on
I can't
line,
argue with you.
with in a tie game with 2 minutes ago. There's a lot of
You ain't gonna
players.
take step back Kimba?
Do
Huh?
you give it to Lou
Step
Will
back,
before LeBron?
That's college. That's UConn.
Hold on.
Look, I'm asking
What?
because in the clutch, we can't say Lou ain't clutch. Don't look at me like that. 2 minutes.
Ooh,
ain't
that
got
means
no-
some Lou Will playoff moments.
It ain't got. Look, man.
It do.
Right, so we measuring it by playoff
Listen,
moments.
we
We
understand.
said 2 minutes left in the game.
Listen, we
didn't say
understand.
We
final
understand that
moment.
there are players in the NBA that
They
can
have
hit
the
clutch
offense.
shots.
Because he's the
No.
Clippers closer.
No,
Yeah,
no.
we understand it.
No,
We
he's
get
not
it.
Clippers close. Kawhi is the
Stop
Clippers
it.
close.
Stop
Kawhi is the Clippers close. But listen, I understand where y'all coming
When
from.
did this dude become such an offensive juggernaut?
I don't know.
Dumbest shit out there.
I don't know, but it
bro.
happened. I
Come
don't know,
on, man.
but it
Give
happened.
somebody credit for Euro between between two people and just throwing that bitch up in the air, hoping somebody catch it?
You talking about Kawhi?
Yes!
Hey, his game looked
It's
terrible.
stupid!
You hate how basic
He
he
was
is.
so many
That's not basic, bro. That's horrible.
He is
bro.
great shots, man.
No, he is
Kevin
not.
Durant.
Yes,
He
yes.
Tim Duncan
He
at
Tim
three.
Duncan. He Tim Duncan.
Yes. Three.
Yeah, Tim Duncan small forward.
Fundamental as hell. It's
That's a fact.
I got breaking news. I got breaking news. Hey, Ricky, hold on.
I have
Hold
no
on.
problem with Kawhi.
Hold on.
Let me say that first. I have no problem with this man. But people giving this man
Too much credit?
bro.
I agree.
We'll go back to that.
Game
We'll go back to that because I want to talk about that. When
we talk about elite, no. When we talk
You can be on
about
the side and don't talk about
when we
two-way out of there.
talk
He's not a top 3
Wait,
two-way
no, I ain't saying he ain't.
I thought
but-
you said the top.
No, I said top
He is
3.
the best.
No.
He is the best.
All right, Cowboy fans, y'all ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Which one y'all?
Oh shit.
What they gave him a second meeting?
They expected to part ways with Jason Garrett.
That was obvious.
That
was obvious.
Coach.
That second meeting, break it in.
I want to talk about that too, man. I had somebody DM me the other day and just
He sounded strong.
listen.
Real frustration.
No. I feel great. I don't play for them. You know what I'm saying? I just chill. Yeah, I have not impacted the game. Yeah,
I like that.
No, somebody DM me and said, I told you the Bears and the Cowboys are the same team. I know it's Bears fans here, but y'all can't believe that shit. We're not the same team.
Nah.
We beat y'all.
It's not the same team.
We beat y'all.
That was your Super Bowl.
That don't matter.
That game meant listen, I'm gonna say this, and you can't even deny it. Everything.
It should have been y'all.
Check this out.
different.
Everything you do in the NFL means more if it's against Dallas. That's a fact. Odell Beckham got his contract against us. Period.
Yeah,
Who's the
one
catch
catch.
against?
Dallas.
Yeah, everything you do in the NFL mean more. So you gonna talk about us? Period. Listen, why do y'all troll us so much? All the fans of every other team troll Dallas
Not
and
every-
Pittsburgh.
not every-
But I'm saying like we get trolled the most, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody talking about Jacksonville missing the playoffs.
Nope.
Ain't nobody telling you get what I'm saying? We get trolled the most, bro. We popping. So even
Well,
when
that's
we,
because
so
Dallas
even,
is
I just want
America's
y'all to know
team.
for the record,
You know
even
what?
when we lose, we
America's
still the shit.
America's
Huh?
team,
You know what I'm saying?
and y'all got the confidence that y'all have been proving.
You know what?
Y'all ain't won since
The
the
Bears missed the playoffs too.
Huh?
Exactly. And we got the talent to do it, bro. Our only problem is our team took the personality of our coach. We played so and lax this year.
Chill.
It was
So
horrible.
chill.
We played lax.
We
We
was super
took the
chill.
personality
Stop
of
feeding.
our
They stop
coach.
feeding.
And
They
if
feed
they
you
part
first.
ways, with our coach, that's the reason why. Because we need a new voice. Ain't nothing wrong with the talent. Nothing.
Okay.
But to me,
Okay.
Jason Garrett,
Unmotivated.
I'm gonna be honest.
Our team needs a motivator.
Yeah.
If we can get a coach like Jimmy Johnson, that hard-nosed, no-nonsense coach,
But-
if we can
but-
get that, it's over with for the league.
So here's my thing, right? I agree with you, Remy.
It's over.
I agree
That's
with
what the
you, Remy.
league don't want. I'm telling you, because y'all, this year it ends.
Well, it sounds good.
No, I'm for real. It ends.
Man, sound for real.
He's talking about the paper, man. It sounds good.
It
Oh, yeah,
ends
that's
this
over.
year.
Yeah,
It
that's
ends. This is
over.
when you get to that last page in that book and you close that motherfucker. It's over.
Well, it sounds good. Now,
It does sound good.
Because
Is it believable?
Because it's very believable because Tom Brady ain't want to look at your receivers but before the last 3 weeks. He
Well-
didn't want to look their way.
well here, Remington, let me tell you.
Y'all
Okay?
let it end.
It sounds good, okay?
Look, and
Now
your
I'm just gonna go
defense,
back to that.
Y'all gonna lose to Tennessee down there because passing is irrelevant with Tennessee. So your boy Gilmore gonna be chilling out there, running up and down the field for
So
no reason.
you don't think the Patriots are motivated to win this game?
That don't
It
mean
might
nothing
be-
when
it
you
might
gotta
be a
go
blowout.
against a damn near 6'6", 250.
It might be
Oh, you
a
talking about
blowout.
Derrick Henry who ain't been good? Never mind.
What?
Okay.
What?
Oh!
Ran for what?
Wow.
He led the league in rushing this year.
I mean, he
running slow motion.
I mean,
It about, I mean, yeah,
Don't
it's
matter
just
how
his
you
first
run.
year.
This
Shit,
how
he
you
better.
gotta top
How long
that
you been in the
motherfucker.
league? 5 years? 4-5 years?
What that
How
mean?
times?
What that mean? What that mean?
Everybody just don't lead the league.
Everybody
What that mean?
I mean, he finally did it, huh?
Not Dane.
Somebody
Here.
finally did it. He
Hey,
finally
man.
did it. Shit. You know what? An Alabama product as a running back has finally did something in the league. That's like
But
Mark
time,
Ingram.
I'm
That's like
tripping.
real
Mark
Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram.
You being real disrespectful now.
Yeah, Ingram.
Why y'all in the wild card? Let's talk about that.
Because we lost to the Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
Who?
What the niggas at?
Oh,
Oh, who you cheer for?
I just like the sport.
Oh, okay. You check it there, young fella. You check it there, young fella. Okay. All right. Let me go back. Okay.
Let me ask you this.
Y'all shaky against the run, and that's fact.
You know, y'all Pats in the playoffs each year, right? This y'all first year having a wild card. Are you any more nervous this year than you have been previous years?
No.
Let
me tell you why.
Why? Ain't got a first round bye.
I'll tell you why for me, right?
I'm looking at them right now.
Because if you look at the year that the Patriots have had, right? They've had two consistents on offense. Tom Brady and Julian Edelman, right? If you just want to be honest, right? Their offensive line has been up and down. They've had moving pieces on the offensive line. They're finally getting to come together. Their receivers, they just got their number one receiver, N'Keal Harry, right? N'Keal Harry, I'm sorry.
Not a number one receiver. I'm sorry.
He's a rookie.
It's not a number one.
They just drafted him in the first round,
It's
Arizona
not-
State. He played under Herm Edwards.
Who?
Herm Edwards.
Just
You know.
for a year.
Yeah.
That don't
I
mean-
mean, no, Herm was at 2 years.
He's
Yeah,
not.
this is second year.
He's not.
No, this is third year, ain't
No, this is second year. No, this is second year. I watched the game earlier this year.
it?
That's all.
Nikhil.
It cost me some money.
He's not. He's not a number one.
Definitely did.
Huh?
Versus you
He
say.
just say he's playing as a number one receiver. He's not a
He's
number
in
one
that
receiver.
role.
He's playing as their number one receiver.
Let me ask
It's a
you, just on
difference.
the depth
Well,
chart.
shit, I don't know who Dallas number one receiver is, but that ain't the question.
Don't you?
Shit, he was on the bench. He was on the bench in the clutch, so I don't know.
How many wide receivers had a 200-yard game this year?
He was on the bench in the clutch. I'm just saying.
Aren't we
How
firing our
many
coach?
wide receivers had a
I'm just
200-yard game
saying.
this
Can
year?
you be a number one receiver and
Not
on the
many.
bench in the clutch?
Not many.
That's when
Not
your coach
many.
gets fired.
Not
Okay.
many.
So-
How many wide receivers had a 200-yard game this year?
I don't know.
Not many. That's why you don't know. Amari did.
Okay.
So
what
that's
that
a
mean,
number
guys?
one
Let me finish.
That's
Let me just finish.
Go back. I want to go back to the Patriots.
Michael Gallup could be a number one receiver on y'all team.
Well, he-
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
possible.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Out of your damn mind.
That's
No,
what?
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, out of your damn mind.
So finish.
Okay, so my thing is they haven't had that consistent play with their personnel on the offensive side, right?
They got linebacker and fullback.
Come on, man.
They do. Now here's the thing, right? The one thing that people need to understand about the Patriots, when it comes playoff time,
They a different monster.
it's a
They
different.
are
Okay,
different.
It's a
I got
different.
I cannot say, all right, now that,
It's a And then I'm gonna be real with you, right? If y'all go back and look 2 weeks ago at the Buffalo game, Tom Brady threw for 80%, and they dominated the Bills.
Cool beans.
How they in the playoffs?
Cool beans.
They
I mean,
10-6 in the playoffs, shit. And the Bills have beat quality teams.
I'm not.
The Bills have beat quality teams.
Would you be surprised if they lost their first game?
Would I be surprised if they lost their first game? Yes. And the reason I'm gonna tell you yes is because they're actually
Wild
playing the
card
Tennessee.
would be upset.
They're playing the Houston Texans, and the Texans might not have not Kenny Stills, but the other Will Fuller. They might not have Will
I
Fuller.
still give them a better shot than y'all.
Gee, Tre'Davious White is arguably the second best corner in the league.
Still give
Y'all just don't watch Buffalo. That's cool.
No,
I understand.
We know their defense is down.
Buffalo actually remind me of the Bears last year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
They remind me of the
I
Bears
still
last
give them a
year.
better chance to win than
Can
y'all
we
because
talk
y'all
about
can stop the
playoff
run.
Sorry.
Because the Bears
So
Sorry.
let me ask you
They
this.
remind me of the playoff Bears last year.
Y'all struggle against the run, and then like I
What's
said,
had a Cinderella season last year?
I told five a stat I seen earlier, right? Whenever y'all don't have a first round bye, y'all don't make it to the Super Bowl.
oh well, I guess
Hold on.
So
Hold on. So
That's a
hold on.
that's
So he
a
bring up
fact
a great
and a
point.
stat.
So he bring
That
up,
is true.
Hold on. He bring up a great point. The Patriots have never won 4 games to win a Super Bowl.
They haven't.
Ever. So this is a
But they
brand
now
new
to say,
territory.
hold on, to say that they've never made the Super Bowl, that's not. I don't think that's true. But to say that they haven't won it is true.
They've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
made the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Let me ask you
Never
this.
made the Super Bowl.
I agree that a different team come playoff time.
When they don't go.
But wait, my thing is we've always seen them have playmakers at that receiver position.
But they still got a playmaker.
Wait.
He's in the slot.
Wait. We know.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
Wait. Listen to what I'm saying. We know what Edelman. We know what Edelman can bring to the table. They've always had somebody else like a Gronk that we forgetting that they don't have no more.
But here's the other thing, right? Let's just be honest. But let's just be honest, right? Let's just be honest. Also, during a lot of the Patriots' playoff success and championships, they've also had players step up.
Yes.
Bro.
They have. My thing is, when they had those players.
So when they had Danny Amendola, he never stepped up.
We know, but this is the thing.
Hey, Remy, I'm talking football. Danny Amendola ain't step up in the clutch.
So who's on the outside with him?
I don't give a fuck.
on the
I'm
outside?
talking about coming
Who's on
up
the
in the
outside?
clutch.
It
A
don't
player
matter
that was
who's
not,
on the
was
outside
doing
to
nothing.
allow him to
I'm
get
talking
that
about a
one-on-one
player
coverage
that
with
was
the
doing nothing all regular season.
No.
And when it mattered the most, he ain't come up in the clutch.
It don't work like that.
Huh?
It
What do you mean it don't
That's
work?
exactly what
Alright, never mind.
So look, if you got previous years, the Patriots have always had somebody else like Edelman. They've had another receiver.
You're absolutely right.
They've had another receiver.
to open up for you, bro. You tell him.
But I'm saying this year seems like we don't. And those guys that you mentioned, like Amendola, we saw glimpses during the regular season at some point.
Slot receiver.
We have not seen glimpses.
Because they haven't been like they have. You haven't seen glimpses because the consistency. That's what I was saying.
But that's
The
the huge
consistency-
question.
It also helps when your defense scores points too. So
And their defense has regressed.
Play football.
Y'all not
play
beat
better
Baltimore,
team,
bro.
I don't know if they
Slot
regress.
receiver.
They haven't
Play better
regressed.
team.
They haven't regressed.
Let's just
What-
play better.
what-
And
what-
And other
What
teams,
slot
the other
receiver
teams,
don't you
the
assume
top
that
games,
by
and they haven't
That ain't
played.
getting no
They
help
just
on the
attacked
outside.
other
Open up nothing on the
parts.
inside for him.
Like Jason McCourty's been hurt the last four.
on,
Jason
man.
McCourty has been out the last 5 weeks. That's their other starting cornerback.
How do y'all beat Baltimore, bro?
Period. Y'all
You're
can't
not
stop
doing
the
it.
run.
Bro.
That's
You're
tough.
not
That's
doing
tough.
it. You're not doing it, bro. They optioning corners, they optioning linebackers, ends, they optioning guards, nose tackles, they optioning everybody.
You wanna know how we do it?
You ain't doing it. That's how you gonna do it.
You wanna know how you do it?
How you do it? Injure him on purpose.
Nope.
Twist his ankle when he down.
How do they do it? How do they do it?
You just become more exotic on defense, right?
Play the ball.
No, you just become more exotic on defense.
You inflate the fucking ball.
You become more exotic on defense.
Your person.
What you gonna have everybody standing up?
You can do that. You can also take some of your corners off the field and put your linebackers on the field. So now you're forcing.
So when he get past the second level, there's nobody who has a shot of hawking him
But
down.
what I'm saying, so you're asking me how you do it?
Yeah.
You make Lamar Jackson the thrower, right? You make him a thrower. If Lamar Jackson beats you throwing the ball, then he deserves to win.
You know they got man-on-man blocking schemes, bro. You can't get out exotic
I-
with that. We walk up there, I'm blocking him. His ass is free and we optioning him.
So let me ask y'all this.
It don't.
What you do?
It don't work like that.
In a perfect situation.
It don't work
yeah.
like that.
In a perfect situation, yes.
It don't work.
Exactly how
Look, so
offense
look,
is.
what did
No,
now listen. This is I'm gonna tell y'all this exactly, right? What has Baltimore done this year different than what they did last year?
Hey, bro.
Nothing.
They
right?
they changed their whole scheme
No,
to
they didn't.
match him completely.
Yes, they
Okay.
Yes, they did. They changed their whole scheme to fit him totally.
What they did against the Chargers when they lost last
It's a
year.
hat on their hat.
What did they do this year? Different. Nothing.
The whole scheme is around him.
Amen.
Last year they implemented shit to kind of help him. This year they built the entire offense around his skill set, bro. You think they're not ready to make him pass? Every time he's had to throw, bro, he throwing darts to wide open people.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah, bro, wide open. These dudes ain't got nobody within
but,
2 yards.
But remember, what did San Diego? What did the Chargers do last year?
What did they do?
What did they do last
Didn't
year?
you just say we want to talk about last year?
No, I'm just saying. What did the Chargers do last year?
What was their record last year? What was the Ravens' record last year?
I don't know.
Then Lamar Jackson started the whole season last year. Was the whole offense built around him last year?
I'm just asking.
Okay, there's
what
so
did they
many
do
variables
last
that have changed from last year.
What
It's
did
not
they do
last
last
year.
year? Because
Y'all not as good as last year.
Shit, you got
Fried, bro. It's
Oh,
over. You gotta sit and watch it slow, man.
Anytime you think the Patriots aren't as good as you think they are,
No,
they're better.
but
No, man, I don't believe
If
it.
the
The
Patriots,
fact
We've
that
never
we
seen
talking
this.
about 12 and 4,
But
the
you
fact
know-
that we talking about that 12 and 4, they're not as good as last
Listen,
year,
what
and I
y'all-
believe they
Come on, man.
were last year.
Let's call a spade a spade. We've never seen a Patriots team like this
let's
before.
keep it a buck.
They've always.
Let's keep it a buck. Do the Patriots get stronger from regular season to playoffs?
Yeah,
Yes or no? No matter what situation they're in,
Yeah.
from regular season to playoffs, they got a different team.
They
You
usually.
know why? They don't all, it's not just Tom Brady. It's
I feel like that's not happening though right now though.
Are y'all watching Baltimore offense?
But I feel like that's not happening right
They
now.
not
That's the only thing I
out with
think.
3 tight ends,
And I'm
bro.
1,000%
It's a hat on a hat.
But
Let me ask y'all.
That's right. They did that shit last year.
No,
That's
no,
what I'm
they
saying.
did not.
They did. Yes, they
See,
did. They
but
had the
okay,
same
okay,
three
okay,
fucking tight ends
okay,
last year.
okay, look, let
And
me
they did
ask
the
you this.
same thing
Okay,
last year.
How comfortable are they offense when they had Flacco starting, like, or
Okay, so now you're talking about comfortability, right? But they lied when Lamar Jackson was in the game. They put the same 3 tight ends out there. They did the same offense.
Let's do this.
And this is what I'm telling you.
They had Andrews last year, rookie this year.
But when it's not your first string quarterback, how good is it really going to be? When you're not giving your second string the whole playbook, it's not a playbook built around your second string quarterback.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Especially
not.
with somebody with the
No,
count.
it's not. Okay.
So now y'all disrespecting Jim Harbaugh.
So
I got it.
So what you telling me is
I got it.
your team got to know this playbook for your quarterback. That's a pocket pass, and on top
Once
of
you switch,
a full
quarterbacks,
playbook
which they
for
did.
him,
Once you
I've
switch
never seen
quarterbacks,
it.
which they did last year,
That's when
they
they- that's
switched
when-
quarterbacks. They changed
That's
the
when you don't
playbook.
do
All
shit.
right,
but
let me
turn
ask y'all
back
this.
and
Let me ask y'all
ball.
this. I need Bills, Texans.
Bills.
Texas.
Bills.
Texans.
Texans.
I don't want Texas. Titans, Patriots.
Patriots. Come on.
Tom Jesus.
Tom G. Somebody gonna say Titans. He gonna have to play like Tom G.
I got the Titans
every
bro.
week.
He does.
He got to play like that every
He
week.
does.
And he will.
Do you think he can?
I think he
Do
can.
you think he won't?
It's to me, it's his receiving
Yeah,
core.
but will he though?
Do you think he won't?
It's not about him, bro. It's his. I don't know if he got the playmakers and receivers this year that I've seen previous years.
Bro, they don't win the Super Bowl.
That's my
They
own
lose
thing.
sometimes.
We have
I
never.
mean, they do lose sometimes.
There is a beginning and an end to everything.
But my thing.
Lamar Jackson's
Lamar
rock,
really gets
bro.
slow.
You're right. They lose sometimes. They won one year, lost another year, won the next year, lost another year, won the next year.
That's what I'm saying. This over here.
Hey, but you know what? But you know what? One thing is always consistent. One thing is always consistent with the Patriots. One thing is always consistent. Whenever Alabama doesn't win, the Patriots win. Guess who didn't win this year? Oh, goddamn.
Now we got Rams.
Now we going
Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn.
Hey, but they wasn't even in it though.
Why I be good? Goddamn. I'm just calling the spade a spade.
They wasn't even in it.
Guess what? We won our bowl game though.
Shit. Hey, guess what?
all I'm saying.
Every year
People be so happy
Alabama
to talk
don't win the
about Alabama
championship.
not winning.
Guess who wins the championship? Why be good? Goddamn.
That's how I know the
They
Patriots gonna
also,
lose.
but they also, yeah, they
If you
also
brought that up, that's how I know they.
and they also lose.
Because
in
you
the
ain't never brought up
championship.
nothing like that.
They also
that's how I know
lose in
they
the
gonna-
championship. They didn't even get to the championship this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, shit. Now y'all want to call
Vikings,
I
Saints.
mean, that's right. That's
Vikings, Saints.
the Saints.
Vikings, Saints.
Saints.
Just say something.
Oh, your favorite Kirk Cousins, Rose, as it kept going.
Man, bro. Is
Yeah,
Alvin
hell.
Cook playing?
No, he's hurt.
Nah, Saints.
He sounded so distraught.
That shit was so distraught.
This shit sells real quick.
Alvin Cook, man, when they got him, bro, that offense is a machine, bro. I'm sorry. You know the run coming.
It is
You
different.
You
It
can't
is
stop
different.
it.
It
You
is
know
different.
it's coming. I'm sorry. That's
It
a
is
machine.
different. They got 3-headed monster over there.
That's what we said about the Cowboys. Goddamn.
You know, that's what I'm picking.
Y'all used to be a machine.
Ain't nobody.
Down and don't down. You feel me?
All
I
right,
don't give a damn if he played. No.
Seahawks, Eagles.
Seahawks.
Ooh, Eagles.
What the fuck?
Are the Eagles healthy?
What's wrong?
Are you serious?
That boy.
Are the Eagles healthy? They still ain't got Alshon.
It don't matter,
They
bro.
still ain't
Go
got.
off, bro.
You free basing?
Oh, yeah. It's something.
I got to go with Jesus in the backfield too. Seahawks. Seahawks.
Talking about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you know.
He talking about Russ.
Like Rachel Jesus.
Yeah. He talking about the real Jesus.
Yeah.
I be the real Jesus.
Yeah, the curly hair, you know.
Yeah, look, he done changed Sierra around. He talking about, you know what I'm saying?
This
No,
game,
Sierra
my
changed him
Cowboys
around.
Shit, that put
Got him dancing in the video.
Who you picking?
I'm thinking the hottest team in the league right now. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles.
I am going with the Philadelphia Eagles. They're the hottest team in the league right now. You always go with the high hand in
I
the
am
playoffs.
going with the Eagles.
You always go with the high hand. They won 4 in a row.
They won the division.
They won 4 in a row.
They had to win that.
They got all the momentum.
The hell?
They literally have all the momentum. You never go against the hot team, at least, especially in the first round. Especially in the first round.
I'm gonna go against it.
Their offense, y'all really.
Carson Wentz been putting up numbers with a
Y'all
bunch
really
of
telling me
D-League receivers.
Y'all telling me that this 3 tight end set finna fly against Wagner, KJ Wright, and
Bro.
that's what y'all
Bro.
telling me?
Bro,
That's what y'all telling
bro.
me.
I picked the Seahawks.
Wagner and KJ Wright not finna get
Mozart just ran all over the place.
What do you mean? Games by inches.
What do you mean?
What?
You
What
feel yourself.
What do you mean?
Wagner and KJ Wright not
And the game in Philly, and the game in Philly. Give me the Eagles. And the game in Philly. Give me the Eagles.
See, y'all playing fucked up well all the time.
Give me the Eagles. I don't care about the weather. I care about the home field advantage. The atmosphere.
I
They
get
play in Seattle. Don't get no louder than Seattle. What atmosphere is louder than
Run it back.
except for Kansas City?
You'll see.
Except for
They
Kansas
gonna
City.
come out to dreams and nightmares. They coming out to dreams and nightmares.
So y'all t-
And it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
So a rookie running back is finna run all over KJ Wright and Wagner, and I'm not even a Seahawks fan. But y'all telling me that this dude is finna run all over this defense.
I've seen Eli Manning beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice.
Wait, that was
And we still think we can beat Lamar Jackson.
Hey,
I'm
wait,
not
wait,
gonna
wait.
put my money.
Hey,
I'm
so
actually
I've
gonna
seen
put
things happen I never thought that I would see happen. So
that-
yeah.
Can we move forward?
Y'all said the
We
first
do
round,
get
bro.
off.
All right, keep going, man. Keep
All
going.
Get
What
off.
else you got?
Last thing I want to say in football, Super Bowl picks.
Mine.
Who y'all got in the Super Bowl?
Patriots versus Packers. Finally, we're finally gonna see.
I don't know. I just see the Seahawks. I see the Seahawks. NFC
First,
Seahawks.
first I actually gave y'all.
No matter who they play,
It
Seahawks.
don't no matter who they play.
No matter who they play, Seahawks.
Russell's, he's on a pace. He's on a salary.
They didn't lost so many games by inches. They got some shit to prove. So
I ain't proven.
Seahawks.
Quincy Jones. We appreciate it. Pete.
I'm gonna go with San Francisco and Baltimore. Rematch 2020.
Ooh. When the lights,
Yeah.
when the stuff malfunction.
Beyonce phone.
Ooh. They took the lights out.
Came out different game.
I'm telling you.
That was cap. That was
That was
cap.
cap.
That was cap.
Yeah.
About the end of cap too.
When they like to say grand opening,
Grand
grand closing.
The lights went out. That was it. For Bud.
That's a conspiracy.
Brethren.
Lamar Jackson.
Man, who you
And
playing?
who else? You don't care about NFC though.
Hey,
The
that's
Cowboys
how we
not
doing
in-
Black
Cowboys
History
not
Month.
in the yard. You don't care?
Hey, bro, it's Lamar Jackson.
Oh my God.
Hey, look, I'ma just tell
I
y'all.
respect it.
I'ma just tell y'all before we get to 5, he ain't picking no black quarterback. Okay? He ain't picking no black
If
quarterback.
they were all black quarterbacks, he wouldn't pick a black quarterback. He gonna pick the white quarterback.
I mean, you don't like black quarterback shit. I'm lying.
Can you keep going?
That shit looks bad.
I'm lying.
Can you keep going?
That shit looks bad.
Can you keep going?
That shit looks
Terrible, man.
What's the 40 times? Oh,
Really well.
I'm finna say you Kobe was balling.
Wow.
The man don't like black quarterbacks.
That man is a co-host. That shit look bad.
The man don't like black
I
quarterbacks.
showed y'all like black quarterback. I showed y'all this before. We went through this again.
Who's your starting fantasy
Man
quarterback?
said shit.
I ain't
They was stupid.
I'm gambling on the games. I don't even play fantasy, man. I'm hard for drugs. I'm off that crack. You feel me?
Oh shit.
You ain't no Lamar
Forget
Jackson.
that little weed. Forget that little weed. Y'all be doing this in fantasy. I'm hardcore.
Wow.
Jesus Brady.
Versus.
Whoever they see.
Come on,
Whoever
man.
they see.
Somebody give me an NFC pick, please.
I gave you one. I said the Packers. You want to?
I rock with Will with the Packers. You got a better
He got
one.
his
You
Seahawks for better for worse.
I'll say Seahawks and Ravens.
Okay. All right.
can't really count the Packers out.
Y'all don't like NFC or something?
No, they don't.
I gave you mine.
You did.
He
Yeah,
did.
they
He
don't.
You just said Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Versus.
It don't matter.
He said it don't
You
matter.
heard what Mark Ingram
I like it.
Cowboys and things
said.
like
You heard what Mark Ingram said?
What Mark Ingram say?
Big trust.
Big trust.
Big trust.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
When Mark Ingram been in the Super Bowl?
Huh?
When Mark Ingram been in the Super Bowl?
With the Saints. Didn't he go with the Saints? Was he on there when they went?
February.
If he was a rookie.
He was young, huh?
Ooh,
He was?
yeah.
2006.
He was on that team.
Nah,
2006?
2011.
They went in. Yeah. Ooh, he
No, they didn't. That was 2010.
On that team.
Yeah, that's cool.
They
But what did y'all
That
tell me
was,
whether like when
that
has
was
this
2011.
person? You know,
That was
you do.
Pittsburgh Cardinals.
Where like y'all?
They only went 1 year. The Saints only went 1 year.
I got a question.
2006.
That was 06.
That was the year of Katrina.
Yeah, that was
Katrina
05,
was.
06.
That was 06.
Nah, they've been twice.
When was the next
They
time?
went twice.
I thought they've been twice, right?
2006 was Bears.
Yeah, they won. They beat the Colts one year.
That was 06.
That was it.
No.
That's it. They ain't been
No,
back.
it wasn't no 06.
Yes, it was. That was
06,
the Colts.
07?
No, 06 was the Bears. 06 was the Bears and the Colts.
And then they went to next year then.
That was Katrina. Whatever year Katrina was, that's when they won.
We was, I think we were sophomore in college, man. That was
Yeah, we
that was
was in
before
college.
2010.
09?
Yeah, it was before 010. I know that much.
So it was 09. It was 09.
Before 010.
It was 09.
It was on 9.
010.
That was the only one they went to?
Ingram wasn't on there.
Yeah, Ingram
Nah,
wasn't there. He was in Alabama.
Yeah, you were
I don't
talking
know.
about
He was in
has
Alabama.
he ever. You
in
haven't
Alabama.
you haven't done anything until you do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, you didn't have to fight until you roll one.
I like your logic.
No, I'm
but
just
you gonna
saying,
get
like,
that.
when is he ever? This year. You know what I'm saying? Like, big trust.
Big
Yeah.
trust,
Yeah, you see it. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Big truck. What did he say? Big truck?
Big
Trust.
Trust.
You better
Oh,
respect that.
okay. All right.
Whoa, whoa.
Big bullshit.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
All right. Whoa,
Ain't no state.
whoa. Whoa,
It's
Y'all
Lamar
all
Jackson. I'm
walking
going
in,
pure black. No cream.
Always ghetto black.
Straight up.
So you said
They got
Tom
a
Then
little
who
thing
your
in there.
NFC quarterback then?
in the pack. Okay. Remington.
Baltimore.
The big government out there?
Baltimore versus say the NFC champion, man. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Y'all don't like the NFC, huh?
No, he bitter because the Cowboys ain't there. He
Wow.
That heart in the way. That hate out your heart, son. That hate out your heart.
What Denzel told you?
But I feel like the road to the NFC championship is gonna go through Lambeau.
I would say the Packers did, man. Goddamn. Shit.
I don't know if they're gonna win it though. But
I just want to see Brady versus Rodgers one time, man.
I don't care.
Well,
You
you
said
won't
you
see
don't?
it.
It ain't gonna be this year.
You ready?
And when the Patriots lose, it's gonna be by 2 possessions.
Oh, okay.
It ain't
Sound
coming
good.
down
Sounds real
to
good.
That
Not
sounds good.
convincing, but good.
I'm gonna wait for your
And
text message.
if they don't, it's the NFL.
I'm gonna wait for you.
You're gonna see some random flags and no review.
Come on,
Promise.
Here we go. Hey, Byron, I'm gonna wait for your text
Watch
message.
the game.
I'm gonna wait for your text message.
Watch the game.
No review.
No review. See what happened to the Saints.
If I see Edelman fall, ain't nobody touch him. Okay.
Byron, I'm gonna wait for
We
your
gonna
text
go
message.
live right now.
Who you get? He about to you got to go pick a black quarterback? I would be shocked. Shit, nigga go pick Josh Allen.
Give me the Saints.
That's one white quarterback.
We won down.
He about as pure as they come. He about as pure.
He's about as Native American as you
It's a dripping white snow.
Here we go.
We have
Ryan
we
Tannehill.
got red states and we got blue
You
states.
got Ryan Tannehill. You got Tom Brady, and you got Josh Allen. Then your white quarterback.
They gonna say Bills.
Give me big trust. Give me the Ravens.
So y'all know who we picking to win the Super Bowl here, right?
The Saints.
The Saints.
I am picking the Saints. Who that? I am picking who that?
That's
Who
what
that?
Just to go back to his
Who that?
narrative,
I'm thinking
that
who
black
that?
quarterback can't win.
I'm thinking who that?
Shootout.
It's all set up for Breeze. The whole sunset ending.
You think he done after this year?
Yeah, they all in this year. They know this is last year. They're gonna play hard for him on both sides of the ball. I think they're gonna be.
Are they gonna get another pass interference that ain't called?
It could happen.
Are they
Put
gonna
a little of that who that magic on them.
Are they gonna reverse? Are they gonna reverse it this time?
Nope. We just saw they not reverse the pass
They
interference
ain't
just
reversed it.
last week. We just saw that.
Don't nobody feel sorry for them, bro.
We
Nobody
don't.
feel sorry for them.
I'm just
You
saying.
seen what happened to Diggs. We don't feel sorry for them.
There you go. Why we gotta bring up this?
Don't say we. Don't say we.
I see that football
Don't
still
say
in your
we.
heart.
No, I'm just saying we don't feel sorry. It happens.
Do the Lions still bring up Calvin Johnson?
They should.
Okay.
You better never let it go.
Nah, he quit on it.
That might have been your only
He
chance.
quit on it.
No, I'm saying when he had to catch against the Bears. And they said,
Oh, that was week one.
That was week one.
Like,
I mean, he put the ball on the ground. It was a touchdown.
Was it playoffs?
Yeah, and that was like the beginning of the rule
Yeah.
too. Like, that was like the first example.
I mean, but shit, he caught it and put it on the floor. Shit, I mean,
But
what?
they changed the rule right after the
Shit, they had to.
Andreas Bryant,
right after
breaking
I
news.
got Saints winning it all. The whole sunset ending.
Big trust.
That was the year.
Jason Garrett is no longer going to be part of the
We already
Cowboys.
said
Yeah, we did that already. We don't know where you
Cameraman.
Where you been at, Doc?
Perky. Soda.
Hey, Big Loud over there. We don't know where you was.
Where you been at, big guy? Where you been at?
I'm gonna go with
Who you got?
We don't
Birthday.
I'm going with Saints Ravens.
Saint.
Bro,
Okay.
why they break it down like
wait,
that?
I lied.
Why did they break it down like
You got
that?
Lambo?
Oh wait.
You got some of that Lambo magic?
Saints Chiefs.
I like that.
That's a
Saints Chiefs.
that's a political
Why they break
pick.
it down like that?
That's a political
And
pick.
that's the
Which
only
is
thing that can
that's
be
a
right.
Green Party political pick.
What did you say?
Saints Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Pick the Chiefs.
They play up
They will be a dark horse. They
Their
will be a
defense
dark
will show
horse.
That's the only team that can
They will be a
right.
dark horse. Their defense been
The
playing
Chiefs?
better.
Yeah, they can
Their
still
defense
seven.
been playing better.
Yeah,
And
they
they
put
can
up
score
points,
anybody.
They'll be the highest
Big
scoring
facts.
Super Bowl all time.
Yeah.
The
It's
Chiefs.
gonna be
They were a coin flip away
Mahomes.
from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they don't have Hunt though. They don't have Hunt. Like,
That don't
come on,
matter.
like,
They got a
yeah, no, it does matter.
You got a
It's Kareem Hunt. Like, it matters.
They got two head
Who the two heads?
Damian.
It's just one
Damian
guy.
Williams.
I
Who
don't care
been
about
hurt?
no two-head month.
Who been hurt and who else? What's
They
the
don't
other
have
head?
Kareem Hunt.
Shady.
Huh?
You gonna disrespect Shady?
Huh?
That's
When the last time McCoy been good?
Shady for Shady.
Hey, man, it don't matter when
Listen.
the last time. It's
They-
like,
Why you making
Those
that
two
face?
quarterbacks
Y'all
not making no
no
money.
offense, bro. Y'all
Those
don't feel like
two
the
quarterbacks
Bears.
not making no
Y'all
money.
don't have no
But
offense.
it's
Y'all
only
don't
a
care.
fair 12 and 4.
Only reason they got this because he compared them to last year's team.
Ray
Y'all
Stop
had
to a Super Bowl.
Y'all had offense and what
That's what I'm
happened?
trying to say.
More.
Y'all had
Y'all have a
offense.
coach.
Oh, that's what it is.
No.
Yes, Hunt was just there.
I just want to know. I just want to know what the narrative is. Y'all had
They don't miss
offense.
nothing in the past.
You understand? Now it's the coach.
I'm just saying, bro.
Nah.
You got your face crushed up. How y'all gonna score, bro?
You said
We
they
got
think
Thomas.
the
When the
system
Chiefs
more
go put
than
We got Thomas
what y'all
Eugene,
gonna do?
Patrick
When
Brady
the Chiefs-
Jr.
When the Chiefs score 34, what you gonna do?
We got Thomas
They
Eugene,
don't run
Patrick
like
Brady
that.
Jr. Okay, that's all I need to say. 6'7". Hey, Barry, you want to count the 6 foot?
No, man.
You want to count the 6 foot?
Y'all drinking that NFL
Eugene and Patrick. Edward.
Y'all drinking that NFL
Thomas,
Kool-Aid, man.
Patrick,
I'm with
Edward.
you.
Edward,
Like
Patrick.
heels in the background.
We always know y'all have a ring game.
And
Hey, hold on. So we always know y'all have a ring game.
They didn't have one last year, but it's okay.
Michelle, they didn't have one
Michelle was a lot better.
Against
Michelle was a
the
lot
Chiefs,
better.
they didn't have no ring
It was
game.
better last year, but I mean, shit.
They didn't have no ring
That's
game.
just a
Not last year.
Georgia.
They
I
had
don't
no
even
ring
think
game.
he rushed for 1,000 yards last
They
year.
had no ring game. This is my thing with the Patriots. They always, they can run the ball. I don't have faith in
They have
Shady.
Turbo on their team.
You don't have Facebook. His name is Sony. I'm gonna need you to get it right.
Sony
S-O-N-Y.
PlayStation.
Sony Michelle.
Sonny.
If they had
Michelle,
Turbo on their team,
Sony
they'd be better.
Michelle.
Michelle from Destiny
Sony
Child.
Michelle. However you want to say it. You
That's
understand?
what he running like.
Michelle. What you want to call it?
Whatever. But I don't have faith in him.
Let's go.
They need a run game. Because you know Brady can't drop back and throw that boy 40, 45 times.
I know he can't. Or he
No, that's not the recipe to winning the Super Bowl again. Folks.
Can he not do it or
Not
can
four
he?
straight.
Not four straight.
You tell
I
me he
agree.
can't
Why
do it
not?
or he can't?
I agree.
Because I've seen, you know, never mind.
Anytime they've gone to the Super Bowl, they've had a run game. You
Not this
don't.
year.
What year did you
I
become a
agree.
Not
Patriots
this
fan?
year.
96.
Not this year.
Huh?
96.
That's what I'm saying. So like, they
Curtis
to me,
Martin,
they
Drew
don't have that.
Bledsoe, Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi. Ty Law.
You can't make an adjustment for what is
They
what
lost
it
to
is.
they lost to the Packers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We talking about a team.
Okay.
But I got big trust winning everything.
Facts.
We know y'all do
Who
until
gonna
they
stop
don't.
Nah, I'm on that. Chiefs.
We know
You got the Chiefs winning it
Who
all?
gonna stop him? No.
You
What
can
the
make some
hell?
money off
What
that.
the hell did you
Hey,
have?
you
got
go
a
to
different pick.
you go to the casino right now. You put some money on that. You can make some money on
Ain't
that.
gonna win that much.
They gotta be like plus 800.
They not.
They gotta be like plus 800.
They
I'm
not.
surprised you don't know it.
Nah, I don't.
They not plus
I don't bet on
800.
NFL. That shit too.
If the Patriots don't make it, who do you think gonna come out?
I
of
don't
the
even
AFC?
watch football like that. Shit, it don't matter.
I can't even listen to his.
You know, same with you. Same with you.
If I'm a
Your feeling hurts too bad. You can't
Not
say
hurts
you
whole
know.
time.
Not hurt, it's just, that's it.
What's the fuck I need to watch football for after that?
Because it is the podcast.
I'm good.
Thanks.
I'm good.
It's football.
Shit, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm good.
Football.
Shit, I'm calling
I
this
just want to ask you,
motherfucker.
Patriots fans,
Sport.
y'all know there's a beginning and an end, right?
It is, but it ain't
Oh,
this
okay.
shit.
Grizzlies and the
When is it?
Suns.
When is it?
I don't give a damn. It's
How
basketball.
many years you give them left?
Maybe next year.
Maybe.
Maybe. Shit, they gave Peyton Manning a ride off in the sunset. You know what I'm saying? They gave it to his ass.
That's outrageous.
That's that
They
thing.
giving y'all stuff.
They
for a
better give it to
while,
Drew
man.
Brees right there. Put your money on it. Put your money on it. Off to the
Just
sunset.
saying, they gave Peyton Manning a ride off in the sunset.
They just
Shit.
credit card,
You know they didn't
card
do that.
crackers of the NFL.
Oh.
Scammers.
Oh damn, you upset because y'all ain't won since '95.
No, I was here for it. No,
Y'all
I
got
ain't
y'all
upset.
cheating again, didn't y'all?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Try again.
Had nothing to do with
Y'all be
us.
FaceTime coaches. What y'all be doing?
They part of the Chiefs squad.
Playing ball. Y'all got infiltrating cheerleaders and shit. What y'all doing?
Y'all tried it. It's cool. Y'all tried it.
So-
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all have
Tough.
It was good. You tried it. Hope so, bro.
Right.
How y'all got the best running back in them? Never mind. Leave that alone.
It's college football championship game. Clemson, LSU. Let's switch gears, bro.
LSU.
Let's talk about
Gold
it.
Tigers.
Well, it's two Tigers, so shit.
I said Gold Tigers.
Yeah, well, you know, however you spell it, G-O or G-E-A-U-X. You know what I'm saying?
Why y'all don't know how to spell it?
Because they both Tigers. He said go Tigers. You can spell it either way. You know what I'm saying?
You look like you thinking, brother Malcolm.
I'm going with Clemson.
I've told y'all on this podcast many a times, Dabo is undefeated in the underdog role.
Yeah,
He
that's
does
true.
not lose in this role.
I
am
got
going
Clemson.
Clemson.
I got Clemson.
I am going Clemson. This is perfect for
Where that
Clemson.
game being played at?
Everybody's.
It don't matter.
It is in New Orleans. It is New Orleans. That's a home game for LSU. That is a home game for LSU.
It don't matter.
No, it matters. No, it matters.
What?
It matters. That's a home game for LSU.
It don't what?
I just was in New Orleans. Last month.
New Orleans is busting.
I was just in New Orleans last month.
Go back.
LSU played Arkansas, and you would think they was playing Alabama that weekend. There was so many people outside. They had their gear on. They're gonna be out there.
They gonna be out there.
Going to be
Yeah,
out
they
there.
don't play though.
LSU gonna beat them.
Fans
I think
don't
it's
play.
gonna be a 2-score game.
Dabo is undefeated in this role,
It
y'all.
don't
Y'all can't
matter,
tell
bro.
me when Dabo has
Bro.
lost in this underdog role.
Bro.
He lives for this.
Bro, the
You don't lose until you lose.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Well, who said that to you? Who told you that? That sounds like a Byronism.
It's true.
He's right
It
though.
ain't happened till that.
Y'all are going to
Nobody is
be
clutch until they
upset.
become clutch.
Thank you.
Like,
Y'all be upset. Everybody said Ohio State last week. Ohio State.
At one point in
I'm
time,
still
Brady
Ohio
wasn't clutch
State.
until
I
what?
wasn't convinced Ohio State was gonna beat them.
became
I wasn't. But
Dude,
I'm a
everybody
Bama
was saying
fan,
Ohio
and I
State.
hate saying LSU gonna win this, but this is like last year, man.
You a Bama fan? You ought to be ashamed of your damn self.
Stop it, please. It's in the blood.
Nigga, you wasn't born in Alabama.
Go ahead.
Hey,
You look like it, though. You look
Hey,
like
hey.
it. You wasn't born in New England.
The hell?
But shit, my TV worked, and I was able to change the channel.
Boston Tea Party having
I was able to change the motherfucking channel.
whole family roll time, man.
Damn sure been born in New York.
It's
You're a Yankees fan.
Shit, my TV,
hell?
my TV changed like a motherfucker, and I love my team.
Go ahead.
This is the same thing. This is the same thing when Clemson quarterback came and he was hot, and that was the it quarterback as a freshman. And he won it for them. It's the same thing.
You think Joe Burrow? You think Joe Burrow is
even
better
though
than
he's-
Trevor Lawrence? That's what you're saying?
right now? Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right now, yes, him seeing the field and the way he sees the field and the
Oh.
reads he make hill, yes, he's better.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
The way he sees the
Burrow
field,
has played better than him. He
the
has.
way he sees the
I
field
would think
and
everybody.
the reads he makes, if you make a mistake on defense, he exposes it.
If you heard that word?
If
When?
and Clemson,
I mean,
they made a lot of mistakes. Like,
You don't think LSU making mistakes on defense?
not many.
LSU was blowing Bama out and then
Not
they made
many.
the game, so I mean
Not
they had to
many.
make some mistakes.
Then they only let us back in the game because they was bored.
Oh, they
Like,
let
that-
y'all
that
back
was
in.
it.
Now you was out there. Huh? I
That
got
was
it.
it. That was
So-
it.
Here's another thing, though. Here's
You was
another
out
thing,
there.
though.
Shit, you had
LSU defense is fast though, bro. Like
You think Clemson defense ain't fast?
They-
Where do you think they get
yeah.
them boys
Their
from?
defense is
Where do you think they get them boys from?
Florida.
Where do you think they get? They get them from the same place Bama get them from, and LSU. Where do you think they get them from?
Florida.
But I'm still taking LSU.
Where do you think John Ross from? Where do you think Travis Etienne from?
ETN, cool, but LSU running back had a whole week off to chill, relax. He didn't play, and they won. They played.
Yeah, he played a little bit.
No, they started running back was on the side. He played.
He
really
played.
count
Yeah,
that.
Well, he
come on,
played.
man, he played,
Shit,
bro.
I
He
think
played.
he
He
got
played.
bumped.
So we got
He
who
played,
got?
bro. Like, he played.
So y'all, everybody
He
got
played
LSU
like
y'all
a-
too?
I ain't got LSU.
I said, but y'all too.
Who is y'all two?
I got Clemson.
Ah, shit, that's a smart ass man.
I got Clemson.
LSU.
Goddamn, that's that Aquarius in the
The
building.
worst. The
On
worst.
top of their wide receiver
listen,
core,
the
bro.
worst
Like,
part.
they right under Bama.
Listen,
with
the
wide
worst
receivers.
part.
You don't think Clemson got a good receiver core?
Bama and LSU had the top 2 receiving cores in the country this year.
I absolutely
Period.
agree with you.
Nothing to talk about.
Absolutely
I don't
agree.
care where you at.
But here's
I'm
the-
talking facts.
Do the
So
numbers
here's
They
the-
was
do
there.
but
the
here's
numbers
the
say
word-
that?
You was on your way there when they was there.
Yeah,
Do the numbers say that? or do you
Yes,
just believe it?
yes. Watch out. all our receivers at Bama could even be first round.
Hey, Bama done, man. Stop talking about them.
Hey,
All right, come on.
Bama
Bama done. Let's stop talking about them,
you
man.
know how it goes.
Bama done. Stop talking. But here's the thing.
Bama is
The worst thing LSU could have did was come out in that game and play like how they did. Because they will not play like that again.
Stop it.
They were
They play like that all
on fire last. He had 7 touchdowns in the
not gonna play like
first
Oklahoma
half.
defense is
They
trash.
will not play like that again.
Oklahoma
Like
defense is
touchdowns
trash.
and Matt Ryan in his own stadium.
Listen, I guarantee
That's true.
he do
The
not.
whole
He
season.
do not come out and play like that.
He won't.
Why
He
not?
won't. He won't.
He
He gonna go 7
Because
touchdowns.
Oklahoma
Percentages
defense
always
I
play
mean,
out, bro.
Look,
They've been doing that all year.
I get
No.
They've been doing that all year.
let's just be real. The Big 12 is not known for defense, okay?
Okay.
I mean, we could call it spade a spade. Just like I told Five,
That's
ain't
like the
nobody
Bears
from the
not known for
Pac-12.
offense.
And Clemson
Just like the Pac-12 ain't gonna get in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell you
Clemson
that.
ain't that amazing
They
this year.
should have. Did
Well,
you see what the hell?
They should have lost to South Carolina if you being for real.
You see what Utah did?
If you being for real, Clemson wasn't even supposed to be South Carolina. Y'all act like they been like elite.
They play West
That's why they number 3.
Y'all laughed at me when I told y'all Oklahoma had a shot to get to the playoffs, though.
We didn't laugh.
Oh, you didn't?
They should have shot their
I don't
ass
think
out
we-
in
I
their
don't think we
playoffs.
laughed.
You looked at me like
Did you
you're
watch
looking
the
at me
game?
now.
Did you like the game?
I didn't say they didn't belong. I said they'd make it even after
But
they
again,
lost.
we know the Big 12 don't play defense,
Right.
right?
They made the
So
game.
I mean, it's like if you are above average at offense, you can score on the Big 12 defense. I mean, let's just be real.
So are you saying that to discredit?
No, I'm not discrediting. I'm not because LSU has put up numbers. But what I'm saying is Clemson has a very stout defense. Very stout defense.
They don't play nobody.
I'm not saying that they do play anybody.
Played Ohio State.
I'm not saying
That's okay.
You're just saying
Clemson
more
played-
likely than not.
more likely than not, Joe Burrow will not have 7 touchdowns. Joe Burrow might have 2 or 3. You out of your damn mind.
I'm gonna go between 3 and 4.
Yeah, look, he
I
might
think
be
it's gonna be a high scoring
okay.
game.
Them
Joe
receivers
Burrow
they
know how to
got,
game his
they
life.
gonna get a
30.
list.
I say it's gonna be in the 30s.
Whatever y'all done
guess
did
that's not
before
high
this
scoring.
show, I ain't part of it.
I think it's gonna be in the 30s.
Lord have mercy.
We're out of here on the
Dabo.
When they
I've
say
been seeing LSU go crazy all year.
I understand that.
And you
But
gonna-
this,
I'm not
is
going
what,
to
but
get
look,
some
this is what I'm saying. Clemson, like this is another thing that y'all have to remember, right? And this is the thing that I will give Bama credit for. Like, when you have been a team that has been in this moment year after year after year, time after time after time, experience says something, right? LSU has not been in the championship game since 05 maybe? So, like, Clemson has been there the last, now this is the 4th year in a row. Like, they know what to expect. They are ready for this moment. I'm not saying LSU won't be ready for the moment, but once the moment gets there, it's an entirely different thing.
But I'm
And so, here's the
Burrow's
thing.
been in this
But-
moment,
but-
though. Burrow's been with Old State. He's
As a backup,
I
it's
don't
different.
care.
It's
You
a different.
there, you know the
Yes, it
moment,
is.
You know the regiment.
No.
You know
It's a difference between a backup and a starter. And this is what I'm saying.
Total difference.
This is
Total
all I'm
difference.
saying.
So-
If Clemson,
Total
and I'm gonna be real with you.
So
If Clemson comes
their
out-
quarterback was to go down, they backup quarterback for Clemson. If Clemson quarterback was to go down, and they backup quarterback was to step up, the narrative would be he stepped up because he was ready for this moment because he's been here.
Not because he's been here, because he's prepared. He's preparing with the team for
But,
the moment.
but
Not because
listen,
he's been here.
but this is what I'm saying. If Clemson
But
jumps
he
out,
prepared with a team that's been there.
let's say Clemson jumps
Ohio
coach
State
that-
really hadn't been there neither.
Let's say
Ryan was his
Clemson.
coach, and they was.
Let's say Clemson jumps out to a 10-0
No, they went
to a 10-0 lead.
They got to the championship twice.
2 out of the 4 times that they've been there.
That's not good.
Out of everybody in the country, that's not bad.
Who been there 2 times?
Ohio State had gotten there twice. They had been in
To the championship game?
yeah, they got college football championship twice.
Yeah.
They got that twice. They got that twice.
Zeke
They
was
won
in-
it. They won it.
Yeah, they won it. What was it?
And
What
then
was
they
the
got
second?
there. They lost in
They was back.
the semis another year.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the championship.
Oh, I agree. But I was just talking about college.
You play
I'll talk
to
about
win.
that.
And all I'm saying is, if LSU gets down 10-0, 14-0, how they gonna respond?
They can come back. They got the.
I'm not saying they can come back. I'm saying how are they? Because there's a difference. Again, when teams are in that moment, when you have been there, you understand that there's a full game ahead of you. as opposed to now changing your play calls, changing your scheme. You start doing stuff that you ain't did before. You start pulling out trick plays and all that.
It's situational football.
I understand that.
This is a situational game.
This is a situational
This
game.
is a one game,
This is
one
a-
shot at the
This is the ultimate situational game.
Absolutely.
And so Clemson has been in this.
But see, that's an unfair statement because you can come into the game with a game plan.
Absolutely.
And after the first set of downs, you might have to go to a totally different plan.
I get
That's what
that.
we're
But is
saying.
Clemson ready? Is LSU ready for that?
Yes.
Are they more ready for that than Clemson?
But what makes
Clemson's
so
been there.
much ready?
Look,
They were
Clemson has won 2 of the last 3.
They were up and down.
So let me ask you this.
Even
Alabama.
Even with that,
It don't matter.
what team up to this point has been playing the best football all year?
Don't
1,000% more prepared than
LSU.
than
Well, no.
I think everybody would.
To answer your
They blew them
question,
out. They blew them out. They weren't even close.
to be honest with you, the team that has played the
We're
best all
talking
year
about
long.
preparation right now. We're talking
They
about
lost.
preparation right now. They
Ohio
have
State.
players that have played in
Black
both of
quarterback.
those
So hold on,
games.
five. So we talking.
Ohio State has played
Who's
the
been
best.
playing the best football all year long?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. They've had the best defensive player. They've had the best running back. And they've had the best quarterback.
Best quarterback.
They put three players was in the race for the Heisman from Ohio State. Their running back, their DN, and their quarterback. Their quarterback threw 1 interception. When they played Clemson, he threw 2. That was the first time he's
Second one is all.
it don't matter. He threw them. They played the best all year long, Ohio State, and they got beat by Clemson.
And for that fact, and for that very reason, that's why I said it don't matter. It's how you
It
play.
does matter.
It's how you play that day.
It does
If that
matter.
team been rolling all year and it was hot, and Clemson
Remy,
and Clemson
they got
had
experience.
We've seen this
Clemson
before
has
already.
experience.
This is college football. Everybody's
Okay,
like,
okay,
hold on.
all right.
When you get to the point, hold on. When you get to the championship game, you're either undefeated or you got one loss. You've been rolling all year.
College is coaching.
You've been rolling all year.
It's
not like a team in like
it's coaching and how bad you want it on that field.
So let's be
It don't
honest.
matter.
So we talk about coaching. So we
So
talk
let's be
about
honest.
coaching. So we talk about coaching, right?
And this is our first time seeing LSU coach in that moment. So if y'all want to go off that bowl experience,
You just said it.
But look, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm picking them.
To his point, though,
We ain't seen
when
them.
Clemson knocked off Alabama,
Twice.
when they knocked them off the
You
first
talking about
time.
they had the
But
best player on
they
the
didn't-
field.
But they didn't have all that experience
They
you're talking
didn't,
about.
but they had the
And they
best-
went- hold on. But you get experience from going to get experience.
I got you.
Right, so they win the
And that
game.
is
So
the best
LSU
part.
didn't have that moment.
Okay.
But they also
But
didn't.
just say- but here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm
But you
asking.
say they don't have that experience, but they've been in the college football playoffs every year.
But here's
No,
what
no,
no.
no, no,
He's
no,
talking
Not before
about.
the
He's
shine.
talking about
but
Okay,
it was
but look, let's
But it
be
was
honest.
not.
They have
And it
it.
was
They
different
have it.
players.
But
Not
let's
before
be
the shine,
honest.
it was nothing every year.
They
don't know
weren't.
they were
But
not.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. And this is what I was gonna ask. This is what I was gonna say. When Clemson and Bama played the first time, who had the best football player on the field?
That's subjective.
Clemson.
It's forever going to be subjective.
No.
You can't.
No.
Deshaun Watson wasn't the best player on the field?
Bro,
Yeah,
it's subjective. You can sit here and argue about
Who was
that
better
all
than
night.
Deshaun Watson on Alabama?
I gotta remember that. Yeah.
Okay, well go ahead. Take your time.
You the best player on the floor.
Because
You know the
What
best
is that?
player on the
And
field.
look.
So,
This-
so
this why I'm
that
telling
the
you-
team
this-
that won
That's
that.
why I'm gonna tell you experience don't matter. That's another point to the fact that I said I can't even remember. Alabama team changed so goddamn much and they still remain dominant. It don't matter because and experience is irrelevant because the team changes so much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
college.
Remy,
bro.
Remy,
And that comes to
Remy,
my
not the
point.
same.
It's just a
Remy,
matter
hey,
of
Remy,
what team is
Remy.
better that day.
Remy, you're lying, brother.
How am I lying with Alabama team?
Bama has a lot of the same players.
What
that they-
on the fucking line? That's
on
it.
the offensive side.
That's it.
And Jerry
On the
Jeudy-
line.
Jerry Jeudy
It's a
been
sophomore.
there. Jerry Jeudy been there 2 years.
Sophomore. We count sophomore. That's a lot of experience.
Tua been there 3 years.
Oh man.
They running backs been there 2-3 years.
And they don't
No, I said
And they don't
no.
play.
I'm not. No, but
And they don't
but
play.
let's just
They
be
sit
let's
on the
just be
sideline,
let's just be
bro.
honest about Alabama, right? Let's just be honest
Bro,
about Alabama.
Najee Harris, this is his first year starter,
and-
bro.
and
Come on, man.
But Remy, they got 3 other running. They got
They
2
sit on the fucking pine
They got
to this day here.
2 other running backs that have been in the moment. Najee Harris is just that much better than the other two that have been there the past 2 years.
Harris?
He been there. He played in
2 years.
Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me because he played in the last two championships?
Bro.
Are you mad at me because he played in the
So
last
that's
two
the same
championships? He been there, right? He been there, right?
Only thing I'm saying is when Clemson beat Bama, they were the team with less experience.
And I agree.
So
with you.
LSU can have the same moment
But
in this game. That's
and
all
then-
I'm saying,
and this-
bro.
but-
You're not
but-
experienced until you gain experience.
But Byron, this is
you don't have experience until somebody
But
hires
this is
you.
again, this is the question that I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Out of both Clemson and LSU, who has the better player?
LSU. Burrow is hot.
The best player lost already.
If you want to ask.
And it was a brother.
I give you that.
I don't talk about white quarterbacks.
I give you.
He don't like black quarterbacks? I don't do white quarterbacks. I like athletes that are athletic.
Y'all gonna keep saying like
I'm
Michael.
You make him to lose.
I'm over it, bro. I like athletes
Saints
that
are
are
gonna
athletic.
win.
Probably pick Cam
I don't like
Newton one
statues.
year. Cam Newton.
He did.
I don't like statues.
Come on, man. I'm a Peyton fan.
No, he said to go to.
And I like players that live
go
for
to.
I think I did pick the
Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay, but this is all I'm saying.
Peyton.
When Clemson and
He
Bama
was trash
played,
in that shit.
Clemson had the best football player on the field.
And you lied because Clemson played Alabama the year before they beat them in the national title game. So they had the experience already. They played them in.
Deshaun played Clemson. I mean, Deshaun played Bama 2 times.
They played him in
Lost one, and he won
2016.
one.
So
And they
lost
lost the
them
first one
45-40.
by last second touchdown.
45-40,
Yeah.
and they came back and beat them the next year.
Yeah.
They had the experience.
Of
That's what we're trying to
of
say.
losing.
They had
They had the experience of
LSU
losing.
don't have none of
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
They don't have
They
that
had
losing
just like-
experience,
okay,
or they don't have that
but
winning
listen-
experience.
But listen to the point you're making. If you,
That's what we saying.
but listen to the point you're making. If you
All you need is a win.
that's not true though.
You need a
That's
win
not
for
true.
it.
That's not true because if you miss a last second
We
shot
need to
5
stay
times in
in
basketball, you are not clutch. When you start making them, you are now clutch. So going and losing don't count for nothing.
No,
You
we're not
went and
saying
you took an
we're
L.
not saying
That's not
they
learning how to
counted.
get it done.
We're saying they gained that experience.
They
They learn
learning what, though?
They learn how to prepare for that type of game.
But it's a
Playing in that
game.
type of game.
Alright.
It's a lot.
What's the
It's a
difference?
lot.
What's the difference?
It's a lot.
So, all right,
You
so-
understand? You got the press in your face all week.
So
You got
everybody-
press conferences. You still got to practice. Come on,
So
man.
everybody,
Come
so
on, man.
y'all got
Come on,
Clemson.
man. It's a lot.
We do
Y'all
that.
got
Clemson.
okay.
Do football.
From LSU. I hear the experience talk, but I mean, hell, I've seen inexperienced teams win all the time. So I'm going with LSU. They've been playing the best of me all year, and I expect them to keep it
Well,
rolling.
goddamn, that sounds good, don't it?
That sounds sad to me.
Very.
And Oklahoma.
What else you got, man?
About as sad as the Raptors not making the playoffs.
Oh, shit.
I'm laying.
Broke right twice a day.
Yeah, I've been right a lot.
Broke clock right twice a day.
Go
Shit.
talk.
They ain't been thinking. They've been sitting there.
We're about to find out.
They ain't been thinking about nothing.
We doing Go Talk a little different. Usually we have 2 players that we discuss. Right now we're gonna go around the room. Q. We gonna start with you.
Well, I mean, can we start somewhere else? We know Q got one. Let's start at P-Mac.
My man.
Let's start at Fat Backington. Can we start at Fat Backington? PT3.
Percy.
Do you have a Go Talk?
Oh, no, I don't.
Did you think about one, brother?
No. I'm just happy to be here.
You got to compare 2 people?
Yeah, 2 players.
2 athletes. Same sport.
I got a topic I want to discuss. Go Talk.
I mean, I don't feel like it's debatable, but I can come up.
No, we
with
need
something.
debate.
I mean,
we need to hear this.
The cameraman raised his hand too. Just let y'all know.
No, we don't care about his. We do not give a fuck.
Deion Sanders.
Okay.
It's got to be same position.
Deion?
It's got to be same position.
Man.
Or can it just be same sport?
Same position.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say Deion Sanders and Tom Brady because y'all think he could go. But
Tom
Deion
is
Sanders.
go.
Okay. Deion Sanders and
You don't think we
Deion
know.
Sanders
Shit.
and
You ever seen the 2-legged goat walking around?
Jackson.
Motherfucker white, he wasn't number 12. He was
That's
big.
what-
That's
that's
right
what-
in the
you know what
camera.
I'm saying?
Deion and Bo Jackson. That's about
Better
I
athlete.
saw Michael Vick play, bro. With my own eyes, yeah.
I seen Tom Brady play my own too.
Okay.
Shit, on
It's
my
a team
team
sport. I'm gonna just say it's a team sport. Yeah.
You don't like white quarterbacks.
Deion and nah, it's a team sport. You put Michael Vick on the Patriots, do they lose any Super Bowls they play in at all? Probably not. But let me see. So they probably don't lose any Super Bowls at all. With Belichick, no, they probably don't lose any Super Bowls at all. But it's okay.
Vick ain't an accurate passer.
Yeah, I was you beat me to the point.
He's not an accurate passer.
But
he's a hell of an athlete.
scheming with Vic, Belichick mind.
Bro, you can't with Belichick,
Belichick mind
can't even
with
prepare
Vic
for the Patriots at all. Can't even get ready.
You know,
with the coordinators that he had.
passing is a part of football.
That's fine, but
We don't care
Belichick-
about
So who you got?
So,
He's not an accurate passer.
Deion and Reeves.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is, but it's still Deion.
Yeah, Deion too. I don't feel like
Deion.
anybody, but
Deion
I'm trying to come up with the next best like Reeves had it summed up.
Don't even.
Somebody's bound to say Reeves.
It's gonna be Remy.
Somebody's
Whoever it
bound
is,
to
gonna
say
be
Reeves.
Remy. It's gonna be Remy.
Hey, honestly,
That Island was tough because he was physical and that's that physicality.
what do you think Deion was?
Deion will let you run your route.
Deion has
He
6
waiting on the
toes.
quarterback to throw it.
That's
He
what I'm
waiting.
saying. He was
Deion has 6 toes.
Listen, y'all.
Bro,
I don't know where that play is.
Bring down the book.
Put Deion. Put Deion in the Michael Jordan of corners. All right, we're not talking about him with nobody.
I'm talking about the physicality on the line.
You don't think Deion was physical?
Bro, did you?
Listen.
I'm not
You
taking
got
away-
Reeves.
taking
You
away
got
from
Reeves.
it.
Hold on.
Who are you choosing?
Wait.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
out that the
Hold on.
physicality.
Did you not see that video clip? It was probably like a 1 minute video clip of Deion coaching at the Under Armour All-American game. And he was telling the corner or the receivers, I don't even know who he was with, but he was lining up as a receiver. And he said, if a receiver lines up like this, and he was standing there and he had his foot turned and he had his arms down. He was like, if a receiver line up like this, you choke him, right? Basically saying you get physical with him. He said because their first move is to drop their arms to bring them up. So you know they can't take off, right? They can't make a move because they got to drop their arms first, right? Then he said when their legs is like fully spread apart, you know they got to take a step forward with their back leg before they make a move. So now you jam them, right? And he said if their foot is turned in, like their arms is up but their foot is turned in, they got to turn their foot straight just to go forward. Like Deion was still physical.
That's cool. He
But
got perfect form. I'm talking.
No, Deion was still physical. Deion knew when to get physical and when not to get physical.
It wasn't no win now.
Yes, it was.
With
No,
Reeves-
but
with
see,
Reeves,
that's the
it wasn't
thing.
no win now.
And Reeves still got beat a lot of times.
Because
And I'm a
he-
fan of Reeves.
because at that
But
line-
Deion ain't never got beat because Deion studied and Deion knew what you was able to do before you lined up, just based off of how you lined up.
Can we stop talking about the
Sanders.
Michael
We debating
Jordan of
Deion
corner?
Sanders.
But I mean, the man sitting there saying Deion wasn't physical.
But he's not more physical than
Wait,
Reeves.
Just because you jam a person every time on the line don't make you physical.
You go as long as you want. We started with Kyle Lowry. Keep talking.
Just because you jam a person every time on the line, it don't make you physical. It don't make you physical.
We all say
Like sometimes you gotta learn. Sometimes you gotta learn how to beat your opponent before you get to the line. So when you get to the line, you gotta know like. Shit, this nigga ain't going nowhere, so I can just stand here. What's up?
But that's what quarterbacks
I'm
have
gonna
look
look at
that way.
y'all.
You got that? You thought they looked at Deion?
Can we get up? Hey,
You would think y'all
You thought they
disagree.
looked at Deion?
Hold on,
Get out of here, damn mouth.
I'm sorry. I got a better
You
one.
got a lot of interceptions for a reason.
Hold on.
Nah,
You think Deion ain't got a lot?
I
Hold
agree.
on.
Wait. We all agreed it was Deion.
Yes.
Because now I'm here with it. I'm here with
No,
it.
you
Because
got
Deion is the reason. Hold on, Deion the motherfucking reason the Cowboys won the Super Bowl in '95. Let's just be
You
real.
said, all right.
Let's just be real. Because when he was there, because we was in San Francisco in '94, San Francisco won in '94, and then because he was locking up Michael Irvin, and then he flipped and went and locked up Jerry Rice. Now what's up?
You right.
All right, now let's be respectful. Don't you ever say Darrell Reeves was more physical than Deion Sanders. That ain't what we finna do.
Hey, nah, you got your damn mind.
I'm gonna give you a name. I'm gonna give you a name.
Damn man.
This is new 8 Will in 2020. Shit. Naughty, who you
Because y'all
got?
ain't gonna do it
I'm
today.
Out of control. I'm out of control. This whole damn podcast.
How you play the game.
Hey, listen, we got Don talking about Deion Sanders.
Sanders.
He is the Michael Jordan of corners, alright? Stop talking about him. He doesn't belong in anybody.
Hold on, we on to the next.
I'm gonna give you the names, not the stats. Keep it quick. Keyshawn Johnson, Andre Rice.
We did that already.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we
We
did.
did not do it, Andre. We never
Not
going to Andre,
Spider-Man,
man.
but I'm not going.
Andre Rise and Crib took an L though, so
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
going
going
to
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Can you say rest in peace
he
to
let
left eye or something?
I got one.
What's
I
understood though? He could be explained.
got one.
He got one.
Come on.
Best footwork. Ocho Cinco or Jerry Rice.
Oh.
That's tough.
There we go.
That's
now we can
tough.
talk.
You was over there thinking. You was over there thinking. You was over there thinking.
Ocho.
Footwork.
The angels was working for you. Shameless plug. Yes.
That's tough.
Shameless plug.
That's
Yes,
tough.
sir.
I think you redeemed yourself with that one.
There we go. I had to get back in the game. I should have said Deion name.
Oh,
You run prime time.
Right? Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Ocho had good feet.
I'm gonna say y'all.
Funny.
I think Ocho Cinco had the best feet in football history. My opinion.
Ocho.
I'm taking Ocho.
No, that's tough.
AB and they had better feet than.
I'm so disgusted at y'all.
Y'all gotta pick.
Jerry Rice.
I stomped out his squad.
No, I got
You ain't stopped no
Jerry.
damn body.
I got Jerry.
Jerry
I
Rice.
got Jerry. Ocho got good feet, but it's Jerry.
Come on.
Jerry.
Oh no.
Dang.
That's tough, man.
It's
Wow,
Jerry.
that's tough.
We
man.
definitely
That's
got
tough.
YouTube. We
That's
don't
not.
YouTube.
That's not like. Come on, man.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It is.
No.
Jerry was able to think about it. Jerry was
No.
able to get open. When you could beat up, when you
Chad
couldn't. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm finished.
Jerry was able to get open when you was able to beat receivers up down the field. Chad was able to get open, right? And Chad got great feet, but Chad also played the air. After 5 yards, you had to let him go.
So we talking. So
Jerry did too. He played that. No,
Oh,
Jerry.
yeah.
Jerry played about 30 years. He played in that era. Facts. That's facts. Though. He did play in that era. He was here for the rule change for a good like 7 years, bro.
Jerry with Tyler Bridge.
Yeah. He was here for the rule change for a good about 7 years.
He did retire with braids. You're right.
Come
It
on.
wasn't full braids.
Gray braids.
And they started back there. You feel me? But I'm going Jerry Rice.
Still was getting open.
Still getting open.
The GOAT.
Headline was.
The GOAT.
Still getting open.
Was he open or was he big and he was just catching
Got
that?
5 heads.
You should look back there. Yes, sir.
What type of quarterback he had? Like,
Come on, man.
We ain't gonna act like
The type of quarterback who had?
Chad never had a quarterback either. That's the
Yes, he did. He had Carson Palmer.
Like I said.
prepared for the Joe Montana.
I knew that was coming.
I wasn't comparing them.
What is Aaron talking about?
Like, they said, when I said quarterback, like I said, so what? This man had Montana and Young throwing him the ball. Even when he wasn't open, they can throw him open. Like, come on.
And
man.
Chad played with Tom Brady and couldn't get open. Yeah.
What you mean couldn't get open?
He had his worst career playing with Tom Brady.
He couldn't know how to throw to him.
Oh.
That's flavor. We back to it. Big trust.
Can y'all stop?
Lamar hit him on the numbers.
Can y'all stop mentioning like goats with these regular niggas, man? Come on, man.
You ain't a goat till you become one. Big trust.
Jerry.
Goat. It's coming.
He
Y'all
is the
sit
Michael
tight.
Jordan of wide receivers. Why are we mentioning him too?
Alright, so you keep saying Mike like, never mind.
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm ready
Y'all keep saying
Where we going with this?
You keep
Where
saying
we going with this?
Where we going?
I'm a
11.
But
Where we going with this? You a whole
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Jerry is
Big
here.
Y'all keep saying
And
Mike.
where the hell else you want to
Wait,
mention?
wait.
Here.
Hold on.
You got another one.
Bring it
Hold on, we gonna give him a third chance.
If Calvin didn't
Third
stop, he
Calvin?
would
Who was Calvin?
Johnson?
Megatron.
Mega?
If he didn't stop,
You thought
and
he
if
was
he had a
Jerry Rice?
quarterback, his numbers would fucking kill him.
You out of your mind.
What are you talking
Go
about?
sit down.
He had fucking Stafford throwing him the ball.
You need a nap.
And he still
He wasn't out in his prime. Shut up.
Stafford with double team.
Hold
You need a
on.
nap.
Stafford with.
Hold on.
Stop talking.
Calvin Johnson wasn't even better
I'm
than
not gonna
Randy
let
Moss.
nobody disrespect Jerry Rice in here.
Well, you
Calvin
must listen to
Johnson
somebody
wasn't better
who
than
said
Randy
that.
Moss.
Yes, he was.
Hey,
You are out of your mind.
Route running, yes, he was.
You are out of
Randy ain't learned to run
Nobody
routes
better than
till
Jerry
late
Rice at the position.
Randy
Don't
ain't learned
even
to
talk
run
about
routes
it.
till late end.
Don't even talk about it.
The second best wide receiver to ever play the game of football is Randy Moss.
Jerry
You
Rice
be
not
respected.
debatable?
I'm not being disrespectful.
Hey,
Moss
you being
is learning how to run routes for real to the end of the career, bro. And I love it.
You out of your mind.
What?
Let's go. I want to hear
Oh,
this.
yeah, you
Michael
sip
Jordan.
that. You sip
I want
that.
to hear this Michael Jordan.
I'm gonna just say this, man.
Listen, I'm listening.
It's again, it's purely subjective. I don't. But the overall
I'm listening.
talent level of the NBA now, man for man, on a roster, league wide,
It's better
is
than when
way. It's not. If you think it's close, I'ma just let you know. I'm not gonna talk basketball with you. It's not even close, man for man. The overall skill level of the NBA today versus back then. Yes, were you allowed to hack more on defense? Yes. You were allowed to be significantly more physical. But we just talking about skill level, man for man. So, simply put, Michael Jordan hit the big game winner that we all know about.
When he pushed off.
No, it don't matter. Who was guarding him?
Byron
That wasn't
Russell.
about guarding him when he pushed
Brian
off.
Russell.
Byron.
His
He
name
was solid.
Brian. He wasn't
It's
His
real.
name was Brian for
He
sure.
wasn't one of us.
His name was Brian for
Was that
sure.
offensive?
No.
But listen.
Hold on.
Brian Russell was guarding Mike for the NBA Finals, bro.
Better than Jeff Horner said.
So we not even here to question who was playing against better competition.
Jason Terry and Berea and
I
Jason
don't,
Kidd.
I
was
don't even
guarding
think it's
LeBron.
appropriate to compare LeBron and Mike because it's just two different types of guys. But if we just talking about like who played against stiffer competition to measure whether or not we feel like one is better, LeBron's played against much stiffer competition. And his numbers are comparable to Mike with that being said. So for people who like to have that debate, just consider that. Because Brian Russell was guarding Mike.
What about when Jason
But
Terry?
Brian
What about
Russell-
when Jason Terry was guarding LeBron?
What about OG Anunoby was guarding LeBron in the Eastern Conference
What I'm
Finals?
saying
And
is,
Brown was fucking him up.
has Mike,
Brown was fucking him up.
hold on, has
He's
Mike,
spinning the ball in
has
there.
Mike ever seen anything remotely close to Golden State?
No.
No,
Just
no.
not.
Finals-
Finals, I agree.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is,
Yeah.
Mike didn't get to really test what he had against the amount of talent that LeBron is facing. So I could say,
I get what
so
you're
if
saying.
I would say
so
just
if I-
in that
so-
final,
so
in
if
that
I-
final moment.
Yeah,
just
so-
with
so-
that.
so
But
I
I think what Byron is saying is like overall,
The talent wise.
LeBron has played better talent
and his
in
numbers
their-
are the same. or
in
similar.
like in their prime.
Mhm.
Also remember that in their prime, like a lot of the teams that Mike beat in the playoffs,
They were old.
a lot of the and in the finals, some of those teams like the first one, the Lakers, the first championship, the Lakers was old.
It was all right.
The better, the
It was
the,
a
the,
fish.
the hard,
31.
and he had HIV.
Yeah.
They won the league the next year.
That's subjective.
He didn't feel well.
No,
He did not feel well.
He wasn't
How old was Worthy? How old was Worthy?
Under the weather.
Yeah, he was now he's definitely not 100%. He was not feeling well. And that was before he knew, so I know he wasn't straight. No medicine, he wasn't.
They was up there. Hey, the Portland Trailblazers.
9 years old.
The Portland Trailblazers.
Drexel Ryan was gone.
48 years old.
What about the rest of the team? Don't give me one.
Hey, when he beat
I don't know
Portland,
about
Drexel
Duck
Ryan was
Birdie, I don't
already
know
gone.
about
He had
that.
no
a
ball.
bunch of old.
But they wasn't old though.
He didn't beat Clyde.
Maybe the best competition.
Barkley was in his prime.
That's what I was gonna say. That was his best competition.
Marley was in his prime.
That's
Only
the
time
best
they played
competition.
somebody else their age was when they played Utah because him and Malone was the same
And
age.
they was old.
But they was also the best player. They was also the best players in the league.
Wait,
super undersized
listen to
player.
what I'm just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Close, yeah, that's
Listen to what I'm saying. Mike played a lot of teams.
Depleted.
But that's my thing.
I
We
agree with that. The Pistons weren't old. That is the biggest
I'ma tell you
fucking lie
Jared,
I have ever heard in my life.
Jared,
The Pistons
Jared,
were old.
Hey, I didn't say everybody.
Everybody be like,
I
hey,
ain't
I'd be like,
I
oh,
ain't
20
Mike didn't lose to the Celtics?
Mike
Yeah,
hardest
he
competition.
It's a legendary team.
But the Pistons were young, but they were small. Mike was kind of the first of his time at the 2 like that. With that type of athleticism at the 2 like that.
So what about-
most of the time, if he was built like Mike,
Don't
he
say
played
that
the
to
3.
the Jordan rules when they was beating them.
No. What I'm saying is they were little though. They were small. Joe Dumars your best defender. I'm 6'6", bro. What Joe Dumars?
Robin
6'1"
ain't best defender.
bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he wasn't guarding Mike.
Yeah, he was.
Joe Dumars was on Mike.
Yeah, off and on.
Yeah, they don't.
They had everybody on Mike. Everybody was guarding Mike. They threw everybody. Everybody was guarding
Yeah,
Mike.
but that's Buckets.
I ain't
They
seen
little.
shit.
They didn't have a defender from Mike,
Hardest
bro.
competition.
So what about when LeBron go up against competition like
When he got
Jason
to the finals,
Kidd, Jason Terry in
That
2011
shit
when he got the
was
advantage and he don't take advantage?
What about when he go against Victor Oladipo
He
and
don't take
Bogdanovich and go 7
No,
games?
but I don't.
I'm
But
not-
again,
I'm
I
not-
don't think
you talking
he's
like
saying.
that,
I don't.
No, I'm just saying.
Like, hold on. I don't think he's saying. Like, I don't think he's saying that Mike wasn't better than the people that he was going against.
Oh,
But what I think what he's saying is that like if you look at Dan Marley compared to Victor Oladipo, he's taking Victor Oladipo. If you look at motherfucking Jeff Hornacek and OG Anunoby, it might be a goddamn wash.
No, I'm taking Jeff Hornacek.
Well, shit, I don't know because when
That's
I say
the
OG,
defense.
like when
We
he
talking about
say,
people who had to
like,
guard.
you know what I'm
Mike.
saying?
Mike was
Like,
straight up
like
assassin.
think about it. Like Mike ain't really like, and I've said this.
You taking Jeff Hornacek? You taking
Gary Payton?
I'm taking who?
You taking Jeff Hornacek? You taking Ginobili?
Small.
Gary Payton, yeah.
No,
Mike wasn't that big.
Hold on.
Mike is 6'4".
But I also
No, he's 6'4".
Mike 6'5", 6'6".
But I also think that
He's 6'5".
see,
He's
you
6'5".
can get into naming the names, right? You can get into, but like to Byron's credit, and I've said this: if you start naming names, you're gonna see more on LeBron's side. Right?
Competition.
Because if you just look at the, like, let's just look at the
We
Warriors.
just sat here and dogged Kyle Lowry for 30 fucking
He
minutes.
deserved it.
And he beat Kyle Lowry and them every year.
Every year.
And y'all trying to say that he done played more talent than Mike?
That's why we said Kyle Lowry in the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God! You can't say the man played against more competition than dog Kyle Lowry.
I said the
The
shit.
nigga played
He's
against
taking up for
Steph.
the team.
Nigga played against
That's
Steph.
it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
We naming one
That's
team.
it. You name it one team.
The nigga played against the Rip, Tayshaun,
The only good team.
Chauncey,
Yeah, he played against him.
Rasheed.
Let's
I
see
agree.
it.
That team was good.
Paul
That
Pierce.
team
We
was
played
good.
against Paul Pierce.
KG. That team was good.
Right, keep going.
That team.
Yeah, I mean,
He played against.
He also played against
Russ.
Hedo Turk.
Hold on,
Hedo
hold
Turk.
on, wait.
He do Turkaloo.
Dwight Howard was out there.
Ray Austin.
That's why I said.
Courtney
if
Lee.
y'all- that's why I said.
Brandon
Y'all
Jennings.
fight
Monte
LeBron.
Ellis.
Hey, the Bulls
Like I
series.
said, if
D
you
Rose
get,
and them, the Bulls
if you
series
get
was
to
all
throwing,
fights,
if you get to
Who was on the Bulls that was good besides Rose?
I mean,
Jimmy was up and coming.
Jimmy Butler.
He was up and
The
coming.
Mushroom.
Oh wow.
Don't fucking talk to me about him.
Disrespect Tyrese Thomas.
Tyrese Thomas.
Keith Bogans.
Taj Gibson.
Joe King was balling.
What I'm saying is, I'm not. Nobody.
Bro, Tim Nolan was his second best player on the team.
At that time, he
Tim Nolan was his second best player on the team.
in blocks.
All right.
There was no Sione. There was no Sione. No,
Another one.
No Sione. No Sione. And guarding too. And guarding too.
He played against. He
They
played
ain't
against.
trying to put notes on. They
He
be like, no,
played
go out there,
against. Hey, he
guard.
played against Harden, Russ, and KD. True.
I mean,
Nobody said every team.
He played against. He
was
played
super
against
stout.
Kawhi. He played against Kawhi, Tony, Ginobili, and Tim.
don't mention Kawhi with that team. Don't mention Kawhi with that team. That is the most. That's the.
Because when you mention Kawhi, he ain't
He averaged
peak of his
13
powers.
points a game. Don't mention him with that team.
Thank
You want to say they're a big four then,
Hey.
and they were not a
Thank
big
you.
four.
Okay,
I'm
well,
glad
I mean, you still had Tony
somebody
Ginobili
said
and
that. That's all the
Tim.
more reason
And
why
they
I
played
don't
it back
fucking
to
know
back.
this Kawhi shit.
He played it back to back. Actually, as a matter of fact, he played those three times. He played Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan 3 times, and he only beat him 1 time. Bron only beat him 1
They
time.
played with the Cavs the first
Yes.
time too. I agree.
We just never
Ron
got to
always
see
had a better
Mike
team.
against
That
that level
team
of
was
opposition. We never got to
ass.
see it. I can't say who's better.
That team,
That's
you
all we
can
got to see.
you
All we
can
got
top
to
50
see.
players all time.
Maybe we
John
only see it
Hill,
because
Malone,
he ended whoever he played.
We knew Jordan was.
Kim, Payton.
Listen. Sean Kemp was a one-trick pony. He was done.
That
Gary
is
Payton was
not
little.
true.
bro. Gary Payton was little.
Totally different.
Am I lying? Am I lying, Five? Am I lying? The man was a one-trick pony. All he could do is dunk.
Everybody that had to guard
You're
Mike was
absolutely right.
little.
But that's totally different.
He can
Totally
shoot a little
different.
bit.
Okay.
He can shoot a little bit.
But
There we
still,
go.
top 50 players all time.
He is a pretty
top 50, top 75.
Is he still top 50 right now?
That was for the
Still probably fell out. Gary Payton probably right around
Gary
50.
Payton was small though. Dog. You can't guard Mike at all.
Gary Payton?
He's little. He's little.
Gary Payton could
That was the toughest series Mike ever had.
It
Still
was.
Offensively.
It don't matter. He's still
Payton was
little.
locked down. Don't do Payton
Nah,
like.
he-
Don't do the glove
But
like
also,
that.
hold on.
Don't
Now
play
let's
the
look at
little
Mike
guys.
at that time. First Gary Payton. Gary Payton was a little younger. Mike was a little older.
Mike's 6'6",
You
bro.
really want all that
Y'all
old.
forgetting, bro.
Yeah, 20, what, 30?
No, he was
Y'all
older
got
than
it.
30.
Y'all got to
No.
remember, bro. Like
He was
96,
33.
like,
33.
Mike-
He
96?
was
He
33.
retired when he was 36? No, he
He
did.
retired when he was 35 the first time.
So he was 32.
He was 32, 33.
31,
that
32.
When they played Gary Payton,
year.
that
91,
96.
32.
He was 33.
31, 32.
No, he was 33.
33.
He retired at 35, right? That was
98.
The first time.
First
Maybe
time.
he retired
Mike was
twice.
born in
No,
63.
I'm talking about,
Who's still in who?
forget that first time. I don't care about that first time. I'm talking about when he
When he was
really retired. No, when he retired with the
That's
Bulls
how
the second
I
time.
He was
In
like
98. 35.
He was 35.
Yeah.
That was
Two years before that, he was 33.
he was 33.
He's a cracker right there.
When the year started, he was
He
32.
was 32.
Yeah, when the year
Okay,
started.
now look, he was 33.
95. my bad.
Gary Payton was a little younger than him.
About 20.
Hey, Ron still dominating these young niggas right now.
right now.
I agree.
Right now.
All right, that's all I want to say. You
Right now.
he
He
still
was
down-
too.
All I'm
I'm not saying that, but do we give Mike credit for dominating a young Gary Payton that was a good defender,
It was
and discredit LeBron for dominating?
Was he what?
Okay.
Here's
all
the
I'm
thing.
saying
Here's
is-
the
Yeah,
thing.
so he probably like 27.
Go ahead,
Here's the
Law.
He
thing.
probably like 27.
We
wasn't
get so
super
caught
young.
up in the comparison.
Also, defensive player of the year.
At the end of the day, they'll never be
Gary
like
Payton?
Yeah.
Oh, he goddamn
At the
did.
end of the day,
He was
they'll never
defensive
be
player of
like
the year.
Kobe
Hey,
Bryant.
motherfucker,
And at the end of the
defensive
day, they'll
player
never
of
be
the
like
year.
LeBron
When
James.
it
I
all
can't
boils-
tell
when
shit.
it-
Just what it is.
when it all
When he
boils
gonna go
down
off
to
against
it,
Kawhi?
when it all boils
The
down to
defensive
it,
player of the year.
when it all
But he,
boils
hey, I
down
bet you
to
the
it,
guy that dunk on
when
Rudy
it all
Gobert.
boils down to
I'm
it, there
not scared
is
about
no
Rudy
GOAT
Gobert.
because you have different eras of the game.
Yep.
What you talking about, basketball?
Basketball.
Okay.
You have different eras.
It's
of
the
game.
rules. That's
That's
not the
fine.
eras. It's
That's
the
fine.
rules.
It's the era.
That's
Well, we know it's
Bro,
only one goal
bro,
in
it's-
football.
Bro,
We know that.
some
rules
things.
make errors,
But
and
no,
it's not-
no.
it's
It
not
is a
the
GOAT.
same.
Bro,
I hear the great, oh, this is subjective. This is Michael Jordan is the GOAT
Yes.
of the game of basketball.
Hold on. Listen,
That Buddy
let's talk
created.
about
What
hold
happened
on.
to Kareem?
Wait,
Like, I don't
Mike
like
is
the
the
fact
GOAT.
that we
But you
just,
just-
I don't
He's
like the fact
second.
that we
You
discredit.
gonna say second? Kareem wasn't the man every year.
But you
Magic
only-
was the man
you
some of
only-
them
but
years.
you only- you only-
Kareem was like
He wasn't
88
the
years
man
old.
every
Later in
year.
his career. Later.
He was like 88 years old.
He wasn't the man every year.
He was
If we
not
gonna-
Joe
if we
Louis.
gonna try to say,
And I'm not about to say a big
Okay,
man. I'm not about to
45.
say a big man is the GOAT
Why
because
not?
somebody got to get him the
No, if you
ball.
want to try to say
He's
something,
depending on somebody
So
else
now
to
you want to
get
use
him
the
the
five
ball.
argument.
Here we go.
Now you want to use the
No,
five
I
argument. I see how you rubbing off.
Mike,
No, Michael Jordan had to handle the ball,
That's not my argument.
but like, I'm picking a skilled player over
So-
a position like.
A big man can't be
This
seen.
is why I say it's goes
It's
to
not
decade.
as much
This is
more than
why-
guard.
This is why I say it goes
Oh,
to decade. This is why I say it goes to decade. You really think an offensive scorer like Kevin Durant, you think Mike gonna lock his ass up?
no.
It ain't about Mike locking him up.
You think Mike?
But
is
if you
gonna-
put Mike in this
No.
generation right now, all
No.
this stuff you seeing with Harden, all this
He
other
not-
stuff,
Listen,
No.
he would torture these
Let's
guys
only talk.
I
Listen,
never like
You see what AI did to
Let me
Mike?
say. Let me say.
on one play.
Let me say.
But you see what AI?
On one play, bro.
Look,
I never liked that.
listen,
I never
look,
liked that.
listen to what I'm saying.
Mike
Listen to what I'm
had
saying.
40 that game.
The evolution of the game is what I'm
Thank-
saying.
thank-
The evolution of the game,
Bro.
it started from AI.
Bro,
The evolution from that,
You
bro.
got-
You think he guarding Kyrie?
No.
Hell no.
What do you mean? Do I
No.
think he's
No,
guarding
he's
No,
Kyrie?
he's not.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not guarding nobody like Steph.
No.
He's not guarding nobody
Let's
like
take
James
Mike at
Harden.
his peak powers.
He's not guarding
Hold on,
nobody like KD.
calm your nerves.
No.
You're sweating.
No,
Let's get
it's
Mike at his
high.
peak powers.
It's high.
Okay? At his peak powers, he
No.
was defensive player of the year. 88, right? Mike could have guarded anybody in any era.
Listen.
Nigga, who got handles at 88? Like, none of them.
No, I don't care. It don't matter.
Nobody.
I don't
Who-
know. I don't
who
know.
got handles like that?
You can put Mike in the league at the league now in 88. He was a different breed, boy.
Can I say something? You only.
He guarding Craig Hodges in practice, bro.
You only.
He guarding Craig Hodges in practice.
You
Come on, don't disrespect Craig Hodges.
He guarding Craig Hodges in
Don't
practice,
disrespect
bro.
Craig Percy.
What you mean?
He had that
Get your
shit.
man for disrespecting Craig Hodges.
Come on, bro.
Dominique,
Come on,
Bird,
Get
bro.
your man for
Nils,
You only.
Get him.
Isaiah Nils,
come on, bro.
Oh, they got some-
Check out. Check out.
Lance.
Y'all gotta stop. You gotta stop.
The evolution of the game,
Yeah.
bro.
Listen, when you
This
first
is why
start-
Mike is different. Mike can like any
I
great
saw Mike
player.
get 50 off 2 pointers. Come on, man.
You don't think Mike would have a three, like an enhanced three ball?
No, you only saying how you
Nigga,
feel. You're not telling us nothing that's facts.
Nigga,
No, it's not. You're saying how you feel.
Listen,
He started with
It's a basketball Bible.
He started with everybody went. Mike is the best.
From the three, bro.
Quantify that, bro.
He
Listen,
shot
listen.
12%
When
from the three.
Mike was playing, was his
I'm not trying to say
athleticism
none of that
special?
shit.
When Mike was playing, was his athleticism special?
This bum ass
We can go
out
on Ball Is Life and see 70 high schoolers with Mike athleticism at 16 right now, bro. What I'm telling you is, if,
social media.
bro, 70.
You just see
60
highlighted too.
No,
Never
bro.
had
I'm
Mike
talking about
athleticism.
no.
Mike
bro,
had hands.
we can go on Ball
He
Is
had-
Life and find the
Dog,
top
you
30.
see Mike
Bro,
hands?
all these kids.
Talk about him.
So what you think Mike
Mike
would
don't
do?
have athleticism like he don't have his athleticism
but
is
I
nothing
think,
like.
but I think.
So picture Mike. So Mike got
It's
LeBron
not so
athleticism with Kawhi hands.
Bro, it's not-
If we drop prime Mike
it's
in
not
today's
Mike's
game, he
fault.
the best player in the league.
No, we don't know. That's hypothetical as hell. That's
I
what I'm saying. I want to
said
talk about
answer though. I said answer though. No, answer though.
We'll never come to
Answer though. We got a sample off of what he did.
But you only tell us how you feel.
No, with the rules nowadays. With the rules nowadays, right? The rules is for the offensive players. So why wouldn't Jordan play better in this era? And they stick less defense.
Why?
First off, the
Why?
defensive schemes are better now than they ever were.
Facts.
The schemes are better now than they ever were. The
No.
schemes.
It has
I ain't talking about effort. I said
No.
It has
schemes. I didn't say
extended
effort.
to a three-point game.
Okay.
What defensive schemes are better than
Name some schemes.
What defensive schemes?
Listen, it has extended into a
What
three-point
defense?
game. He didn't have that. He was not efficient from three.
Who?
He would not have that.
Who you talking about?
Jordan.
Mike was a pure scorer. That's it.
He
He
was
was a scorer.
game.
You put the ball in Mike's hands.
We don't
he's
even
gonna
have
put
a
the
five anymore.
You put the
We
ball
don't have
in
a
Mike's
center
hands.
position
He's gonna
anymore.
put it in the bucket.
What the fuck is a stretch five? That was never.
You
That
put
didn't
the
exist
ball
in
in Mike's hands. He's gonna put the ball in the bucket.
We got stretch five.
Michael Jordan was unguardable.
That's my point. Wait, that's my point. Hold on. That's my point. Wait. Hold on. Time out. That's my point. Mike was unguardable. I agree with you. How many players in the NBA are unguardable right now? We can name 10 fast.
38.
Wait, say that again.
Unguardable. Mike was unguardable. How many players in the NBA right now are unguardable? You can name 10 fast.
I don't think y'all understand.
Bro.
That's Bron.
Centers.
Mike was
How many
averaging
centers?
30 plus.
How many centers?
When the center could just sit in the lane. The center could just sit in the lane all game and just be like, hey, I'm here. When you come, I'm gonna be here.
Y'all hyping his ball head ass up
Mike,
too much, bro.
You got on his shoes,
was
though.
on 50
He said he
with
loves
the...
shoes.
Can you imagine centers just sitting in the lane these days? Can you imagine if McGee and AD was able to just sit in the lane all
I'm not
game?
fucking with no nigga that got
How great the Lakers would be defensively?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
But
That's what Mike was doing.
I think you.
Now you feel that man cover.
Hold on. But I think y'all are missing one point, right?
Come on.
I think y'all missing one point that Byron and Q is saying. The evolution of the game is different. So what Five just said, right, is could you imagine how good the Lakers would be if AD, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard were able to just park in the lane like they were years ago, right? But they would be that damn good because they are that damn more athletic and better than the centers were. Like I ain't saying like majority. I ain't saying all centers, but the majority of the centers. No, I'm not saying that they could do, but
I'm talking about the centers back then. Like that's to your point.
Right,
Like
like,
centers couldn't do that.
they couldn't do that. Like, but now you got center. Like you got AD who's really a center, and he grew up as a guard. You know what I'm saying? Like he grew. Like everybody forgets that. AD grew up as a guard.
They have interchangeable positions.
You know what I'm saying? Like JaVale McGee can move his feet. Like he can really defend.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
No, but yes, you're gonna find. No,
That's
so
one
long.
out of how
That's
many
a-
centers
how many
in your-
bigs?
That's one out of how many
that's
centers
a
in
dime
the
out of a
NBA.
dozen, right?
Now you
Like think about it. Like we can go down.
lead the league in blocks.
We can go down the list, right? We can definitely go down the list, right? we can say Patrick Ewing might be one, right? We could say Hakeem Olajuwon, right? We could say Shaq. We could say David Robinson.
Moses Malone. Like,
No, I'm just saying in that era, right? In Jordan's era, that's 4. That's 4. It still was 28 teams? Like, Mutombo wasn't really in that era.
And to your point, it ain't Mike's fault.
It's not his
Mike
fault.
played against who was on the court with him, bro.
But think about it. You got 4 centers out of 28. You got 4 centers. Like now, when you look at it, like you got shit. Hassan Whiteside is a center. He can move his feet. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a nobody in the league.
Like they're more agile. They're more
being in the post though.
No. We're talking about on defense. Like 5 was saying on defense, right? Like 5 was saying Jordan was able to put up the numbers he was able to put up, and the center could actually just stand in the lane, and it was no illegal defense.
I know, but you saying these small centers though, going against them big centers with post moves.
No.
That's, I don't care how fast your feet
I'm
move.
saying
their body's gonna move you.
If Anthony Davis was parked in the lane and Michael Jordan coming down the lane, you don't think Anthony Davis can move his feet fast enough to meet Mike at his spot?
Yeah, he can.
He ain't jumping with him.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about center versus center. I'm talking about Mike breaking down the defense, coming down the lane. You don't think Anthony Davis can move his feet fast enough to get where Mike is?
Shit, go there to smack Mike shit.
You don't like that's what.
Taco
That's what I'm
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
So could Mike score?
Like,
That's what they're saying. Like the evolution of the game is so much different.
What was special in Mike, you see with more regularity now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say.
Mike will never score. Hold on. Mike will never score like James Harden. At no point in his career.
Oh yeah.
He
37 a game.
James Harden averaging almost 50.
He got to take
It's not the same. It's not the same. 38
Okay,
is 50.
wait.
28 threes.
Now, Byron, let's be real. James Harden is not efficient.
I don't care. That's his fault. He couldn't shoot threes. The line was there. Was the 3-point line there?
Yes.
If you didn't shoot the 3, it's your fault. The line was there.
James Harden is
That's your fault. You're not gonna do that. That's your fault.
Byron, I'm gonna give you this now.
So who's more efficient?
James Harden is not an efficient scorer.
I ain't talking about efficiency.
That's a
He
part of the
averaging
game.
50 and they winning.
Okay.
So are we doing it? No. He averaging 50 and they're winning.
What are they winning?
They're winning games. They're winning games. It's a team sport, bro. Again. That's a testament. Again, that's a testament to the evolution of the NBA. You have a 50-point score on a winning team that's not getting championships. That's a testament to the evolution of the NBA. The level of the game is higher.
Teams still running triangle.
Steve
Kerr still runs the triangle.
That's one of the biggest lies in work.
Yes, every NBA team has some type of triangle in their offense.
Every team.
But they have a triangle in their offense, but they're not running the triangle offense. It's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
But why is it still in their schemes?
What you mean? You're always gonna have triangles.
Golden State.
You're always gonna have triangles.
Golden State.
If you run 3 out,
Don't you
2
hit me with
in,
those
there's a
numbers.
triangle on both sides of the court.
Golden State kind of runs.
It's a fact. What you talking about?
One is the triangle offense.
No, because they're doing more stuff behind.
That's my point. That's the
And the
point.
game won't
That's
allow
the
you to play like you gotta
That's
have
my
players for
point.
it.
You're
But it don't matter when you got
Yes, it
dominant.
does.
They do got the players. But the evolution of the game, Steve Kerr adds more.
Mike didn't have trouble scoring. Yeah, he wouldn't have trouble scoring.
Nobody's debating that though. All we're saying is
We know the game is okay. So that's my thing with him. He already had this. Listen, a lot of these players now, when you say skill, a lot of them don't necessarily have the skill. Because they're super athletic. They're super athletic, and their athleticism gets them above a lot of stuff. Hold on. So a lot of these.
Answer this question. Is the game more analytical now than it was in the 90s?
Start doing it.
yes,
How many three-pointers are taking more now than the 90s?
significantly more.
Enough said.
No, but
He's not efficient, bro. He's not
Mike couldn't shoot threes that well, bro.
He's not a three-point
Mike was
shooter. He's not a three-point shooter.
He was a Mike. He was
He's
not
not a
making.
three-point shooter, sir.
He's saying.
The mid-range. How many players shoot mid-range
Hold
besides
on.
Kawhi?
Hold on.
He just won a championship.
It ain't too many. That's what I'm saying. It
It
ain't
needs
too
to be
many.
more.
It
needs to be more.
But this is,
the
I
way the
guess
game
this
is
is
played
what you were
today.
saying,
Will
right?
Mike still
If
be as
Jordan
effective?
had-
Because the mid range is big.
So look, let me tell you.
Hold on.
Because you can't.
Like, the game is way more fast-paced, bro. They're not saying
But that adds to Jordan.
Half court wins championships. Don't say that. Don't say that. Half court wins championships. Absolutely.
Jordan dominated the money.
Look, like
You don't see the Phoenix Suns out here winning.
Do you agree that the
the
talent
Phoenix
level?
Suns, the Pelicans. You don't see them competing in NBA
So let's
championships.
get somewhere. If you agree that the talent level is higher now,
Hold on.
yeah, can we get somewhere?
Only
Can
Jordan.
we get somewhere? Do you agree that the talent level is higher now?
Yes.
Okay,
No.
are Michael Jordan and
No.
LeBron, you don't agree, but so do you agree that the talent level is higher? You think it's higher now? The
Are you-
talent level
are
of the
you saying-
NBA, man for man,
Are
on
you
the
saying
said
talent
man-
or athleticism?
skills,
No,
the
like-
skill level of basketball players. You don't agree?
No.
Do you
No.
agree?
They're
Skill
more
level.
athletic.
Yes, probably shoot better. Now.
They're more
That's a
athletic.
skill. That's a very important skill.
Just shoot threes better now.
Yeah, and that's a very
I'm
important
gonna say
skill.
more skill.
What's the highest?
No,
What's the
nobody
highest?
got
What's the
post
highest point shot you can get on the court?
3.
Okay, and if they're shooting it better, they're doing what? Playing basketball? What? You're shooting. Okay, so
No, that's not-
three
that's
is
not-
worth.
not-
Three
not-
is
not-
okay.
not-
It's
not-
basketball.
Everybody
No,
is
are y'all
physical.
serious? Basketball by scoring more points than the other.
But
team.
everybody's
Three
shooting
is worth more than
but
two.
the three,
and you're
everybody,
hitting more threes
everybody's
now.
shooting the
You're
three
a better
not
skilled
everybody's
player.
shooting the three not efficient though.
Yeah, but you're worth more to me
I
if you
do
can
think-
hit threes instead of twos. You're
Mike
worth
is
more
still
to
in
me.
threes.
But hold on, I do think that the three.
He just showed his numbers. LeBron isn't a great 3-point shooter.
was.
All we're saying
I never
is
said
this.
he was.
All we're
So
saying
why
is
would
this.
Jordan
Why
have
you probably
such?
like Jordan some immaculate ass 3
'Cause he is.
Here's the point I'm making. Here's the point I'm
I'm
making.
walking in the-
If the
I'm
skill
in my
level,
car,
if the skill level of the game is higher now,
This is
bro.
some bullshit.
We
Bro,
got
if the skill-
been cool off.
If the skill level is higher now,
Yeah.
and their numbers are similar, if you had to find somebody better with similar numbers playing against better talent, who would you choose? It's an emotional decision at this point.
No, because I just when I asked
It's an
you
emotional
when I
decision.
asked
It's
you
nostalgia.
when I asked you
I grew up on him.
when I asked you why
The
he
city
couldn't
felt great when he
why
was
LeBron
winning. It's
couldn't-
nostalgia.
why
bro.
LeBron couldn't kill
He's
Jason
a
Terry.
wash, bro.
Why LeBron couldn't kill Jason
Why
Terry?
LeBron got more scoring points than Mike in a career if he's a passer first?
Because
Because he's
great.
okay. He's a pass first player with most scoring points.
that great.
Okay, and how many? Yeah,
Why you don't average more
Oh,
points?
my God.
That's Jordan's problem. He went to the fucking White Sox. Ain't nobody saying
LeBron let teams off the hook, bro. I don't care if they downtown.
I'm about like for the
He was about to get suspended. Like his articles out there. His articles out there prove that. Fake news. What's fake news? Jordan was about to get suspended for betting on the game.
Here we go. Here we go.
Blue game, right?
Oh, here we go. They
You know when you start going to have some drinks.
Hand dog, bro.
Hey, you know what?
You start going out for
Hold on.
Hey, Jordan didn't have food, y'all.
He had Hennessy.
You
Stop,
was
man.
He was over
He
there.
had Hennessy,
You everywhere. I
bro.
was
Hold on.
Niggas ain't getting out the bed.
Hold on.
You get the flu, you get out the bed.
Slam that cup on my
Real
table.
quick. Hold on, real quick. Gambling is legal in Utah, so I know he was gambling. But anyway, hold on. I want to go back to your point. I think people are forgetting that 3-point shooting doesn't equal fundamentals. I feel like a lot of players back in the day were way more fundamentally sound than the players are today. I feel like no, absolutely. I know it's a fact.
More wear
I've
on
seen
the
it-
court.
I've seen it with the kids. I've seen it from the college level to the pros level. It is a fact. I think the 3 ball is making up for a lot of those gaps in fundamentals.
That's very well said.
Nope.
I really do think that
Fundamentals
because
have changed.
there's a lot of 3-point shooters who
people
last in the
are
league.
Fundamentals cannot do that.
Fundamentals Fundamentals have changed.
wait,
No,
wait,
fundamentals
wait,
have
wait,
changed.
wait,
Fundamentals
wait,
have
wait,
changed.
wait,
If you
wait,
were
wait.
right-handed, you always use this as your plant foot and you jab this way.
So let me ask this one.
Now, as a player, you caught to catch on both feet and pick a jab foot so you can go either way without the defender being aware
that's
at
a
all. No, and then also, Euro step is now a fundamental. It's a fundamental now. A Euro step is a fundamental.
Everybody has that in their game.
Hold on. That is now a fundamental. A crossover left while pulling the ball to the right, sideways, and pulling up into a jump shot is now a fundamental practice. Fundamentals are now complicated. They're no longer the same. If you're not Euro stepping, you're not up to par.
No.
Facts.
No,
If you don't have
I
a Euro
don't
step in
agree
your
with that, no.
repertoire, bro, you're
I don't
behind.
agree with
It's
that.
a fact.
And that's what's wrong with the kids. And that's what's wrong with the kids.
Time out.
Because they know how to Euro step, they don't know how to catch the truth.
Because look,
Fundamentals have changed.
Hold on, wait.
as a
And then you got that other kid at tryouts with an old school daddy that said you got to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Which kid you taking? The kid that can do that side step, that euro, that crossover.
The advanced kid.
You gonna take that kid, right?
So yes.
Because if I
now
can
here's
do
the,
a side step, I can reverse
but here's the thing. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Because
it's levels.
We have like on my team that I currently coach, right? We have a kid that has great footwork, and if he was on a traditional team, he would be a big man, right? But we take this kid that has great footwork that would be a big man on a traditional team, and he's now actually our point guard, right? So I'm gonna just tell 5 because he would know because he came to the game. Number 30 on our team, he's now our point guard, right? If y'all see him, his body's tight, you would be like, it's no way he's a point guard. But this kid can dribble with both hands. He can do the euro. He can put you in the basket. He can do all of these things. He's our point guard, right? Mm-hmm. But our traditional point guard, to Remy's point, is more of that standard, like old school. Like I'm gonna catch the ball. I'm gonna be in the triple threat. My right foot is my pivot. Mm-hmm. I'm right-handed, so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. Because that was the way the game was taught to him, right? So the thing as a coach, when you take a kid that is taught the basic old school fundamentals, it's hard to break them of that and not make them so robotic as a player, to where when you have a kid that kind of knows the game right now, they're more free flowing and they can do a lot more. So I don't want to say it's easier, but it's more fluent.
Let me ask you this. So you're saying because you're fundamentally sound, you're robotic.
No, what I'm saying is oftentimes, like what I'm dealing with now, the kid that is fundamentally sound, he thinks about the game more, and he tries to go through those all basic fundamentals,
which essentially will make you more efficient.
No, I'm not saying that he's not. No. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's not more efficient. But what I'm saying is, if I had a choice between these two players, right, my point guard now and the guy who I thought would be the point guard, one that's more fundamentally sound, player A, and player B that is more new school, right? If I had to give one of them the ball and say, go make a play, I'm giving the ball to the guy that's more new school. And the only reason I'm doing that is because he's more free flowing. He's fluent. He's not trying to overthink the game and say, hey, I'm supposed to land on this foot to jump off of this foot.
He'll do a right hand layup off his right foot.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna do the basic. Whereas the guy that's more free flowing, the kid on my team that's more free flowing, he hard to guard. And it's bad.
That's the new fundamental.
I'm telling you right now. Look, I'm gonna ask you right now. I'm gonna put it out there. Monday, January 6th, we got a game. Bowen High School, 5 p.m.
I'll be there.
Come see him. And I just want you to tell me. I'm not even gonna tell you. I just want you to tell me which two kids you think I'm talking about. And you will come to me. I'm almost willing to guarantee and bet that you will come to me and say, this kid right here, he got it. This kid right here got it, but he overthinking the game.
Here's the thing.
Because he's fundamentally sound.
So fundamentally sound makes
It makes for a better player to coach, right? I will give you that.
I get what you're saying. Where he's free flowing in the game.
Yeah,
that's fine, but you still. Essentially, you need both on the floor.
And you're absolutely true.
You need both on the floor.
Absolutely.
Because you may have that guy who's quote unquote underskilled.
Yes.
But he's still efficient.
Yes.
Because let that guy who's more progressed get jammed up, and he needs that outlet. That big guy, traditional big guy, may be sitting on the post calling for the ball, perfect position, and he catch, turn, finish.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You need both of them.
The difference between a star and a role player.
You need both of them, but I think
not necessarily. Not necessarily. Listen. When you have a fundamentally sound high school basketball player, high school basketball is really fast, right?
Yes.
You don't have a lot of time. Yep. You don't have a lot of time to progress your players. You don't have a lot of time to progress your team. You have 2 weeks to practice,
Yep.
and then your game is 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
Right?
If that.
All right,
If that.
right? The fundamentally guy is probably gonna win in the end run. All right.
Yes.
He's gonna go to college, right?
Yep.
And he's gonna be a guy that the coach looks at, and he's gonna be like, I don't have to teach him much, right?
Yep.
I just have to implement him into the scheme.
Into the system.
Yep, into the system. He's gonna get it. He's gonna be able to make the right
but that's
reads,
your 4-year
be to
plan.
the right spot. Not necessarily, because he's working on his game at the same time. When you go to college, it's a full-time commitment. He's in the gym 3 times a day. All right, he's working on his game 2 times a day. He's working with the team another time a day.
College, and then you going against them same dudes that's fundamentally sound and still
Got the sauce,
skill to sauce.
That's a
bust your
No.
ass.
But a lot of those players don't learn that until they get to college.
Yes.
Like y'all don't understand
I
that.
think y'all missed
Like,
the point I was making when I started this
No,
conversation.
go ahead.
The fundamentals have a Euro is not new school. That is now fundamental.
No,
you learn
but
that.
what-
You
but
learn
what-
that,
but
right?
you don't need
You
that.
start
But
doing
what-
life
you don't need that to be
drills, and then you go.
successful.
I'm
But
not
what
saying you
fi-
need
yes,
it. I'm
yes.
saying what I'm saying is the more equipped you are, right? Okay, the kid that can do a Euro step knows how to catch and triple threat. To do a
Not
Euro
necessarily.
step, yes,
No.
you do.
You
Yes,
would be
do.
surprised.
Okay.
You would be surprised.
No, I wouldn't.
You would be
Let me
surprised.
ask you a question.
That the
When he was saying
kid that
though-
got the Euro down can catch and shoot, be wide open, and miss 8 shots in a row.
I ain't talking about having a spot up jumper. I'm talking about footwork.
That matters though.
No, I'm talking
You
about,
have to be able to hit
that's-
open
but that's not
shots.
what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it don't matter.
I mean,
agree
you
with
look good in
What-
the
what-
highlight when you're Euro,
no,
right?
What I'm talking about is if you're complex enough to do a Euro step correctly without traveling, you damn sure know how to catch and triple threat.
No.
Yes.
But
Then that kid
hold
should
on.
make your team.
Hold on.
If you
Byron,
can Euro
Byron,
and you
but-
can't catch and triple threat without traveling, you should not play
But
basketball.
like you
Byron,
said,
Byron,
yeah, like you
hold on,
said,
bro. Hold on.
Y'all describe
But
bum
I
time.
think-
We're talking about the good kids, right?
Hold on,
Hold on. I got a question for them.
Hold on.
You can't triple
hold on,
threat, you
hold
Oh,
on.
we got a question?
Hold on,
Hold
hold
on,
on.
we got a question.
Wait.
Come right back. I'm ready to pass you back. I got you. Don't worry about it. What he was saying though, which I thought was deep, is that basically fundamentals are subjective. If y'all believe what he's saying, because what do y'all think? What is fundamentally saying?
No,
Thank you,
but
bro.
here's what I'm gonna say, right? Here's what I'm gonna say to and I think Byron missed what Five was saying, right? The kid that is fundamentally sound in college, you can teach them the Euro step, and that elevates their game to an entire level.
That's why I'm
If
confused.
if there's a kid that can Euro step, but they don't know how to triple threat, right? I can take that kid, but now I have to break him down to teach him the fundamentals to now take him to that next level. Because so look, and this happens a lot of times in college, and I say this often. I say this often in the group chats I be in, right? A lot of these one and done kids, they don't have fundamentals. They just have
But that plays more
hold
into
on.
their
But they have
advantage.
athletic ability that allows them to get from one level to the next level to the next level. But and when they get to the NBA, they have to work on their game.
So
the kids that go from college and are true one and dones and shine in the NBA, they have the ability to have the fundamentally sound. They're skilled enough to be fundamentally sound and have a little bit of that new school
That's
sauce.
what I'm talking about. I don't know what y'all talking
no,
about. That's the
but-
only kid I'm
and that's
talking
why
about.
I said no. But
I
that's
don't
why I
know
said
no kids that know how to
that's why I
sidestep
said
and don't know how to triple threat.
no. But that's why I said I
That's
think
what
you.
I'm trying
But
to
how
tell
do
you.
you make a roster? Those
You
kids,
can.
are we talking
You
about the
can.
kids that made it?
Just
they see, oh man, that
just because it's like you, a coach looks at them and he says like,
That's
"Man,
not like me.
Oh, he got a
No,
Euro?
that's
No,
not
no,
like
but
me.
I'm saying-
But
so
he's
when
saying
kids
there's
look-
coaches out there that will look at the kid that can Euro step and say, man,
I can
he
teach him
got
the
it.
game."
I can
And
teach
they
him
be like, I
the
can
game.
teach him the game.
And they
then
can
find
try
out-
all year to teach them the game, and
It's
he
a lot
won't
harder.
get it.
And find out it's a lot harder. I've seen a lot of talented guys get lost in the system because they can't run a simple flex cut. Or
Yeah, they don't know a
can't-
UCLA cut.
They don't
Right,
know
but that's-
simple
that's-
parts of the
Well,
game.
I was
Yes.
never, but I never was talking about kids who don't know that. I never was talking about that.
No,
No,
but
no,
that's
never
what he
was
said.
talking about
I
that.
get what you
I never was
saying.
talking about
I'm just saying we get caught up in the highlights.
I'm talking
We
about
get caught
the
up in
kids.
the highlights of the kids, the Euros.
But I'm not talking
the-
about them
the
though. Like, the
sidestep
kids I'm
kids.
talking about is the kids who learned how to catch in triple threat. They learned how to reverse pivot. They learned how to come off screens
Oh,
3
those
or
are
4
special
different ways.
kids.
And then they also
So,
know the
them
new.
the special
I'm
kids.
not-
Oh, those are
I'm not-
special kids.
but I don't call-
Like,
But they're
but-
special though.
but-
Those kids
but
are
what-
special.
What bothers me is y'all call the
no
kids who know
fundamentals or
how.
nothing.
Yeah,
but he played in a free-flowing system that allowed him to use his creativity.
Now,
in the
that's
long
what I'm
run,
saying.
and in the long run, that plays more into his favor
But
than
I don't think-
anybody
but I-
else
now-
in the
Creative,
draft.
creative
see,
is
here's the
not
thing.
fundamental. You
No.
get what I'm saying? Y'all making it seem like players who do
Like-
elaborate
but
moves.
see,
being more
That's not
free
that is,
flowing,
that's
being
part of
more
fundamentals.
free flowing.
That's his number one.
But
benefit.
being more free flowing doesn't mean you don't have the fundamentals.
That's what I'm saying.
LaMelo learned the game in a fundamental way. LaMelo has the
He
fundamental.
has it, but I'm saying that the
He
perception
doesn't have
of
to.
him-
No,
brother's
no,
fundamental.
no. He doesn't have to do it. Like that's the difference, and that's what Byron is saying. Like the kids that are special, the kids that are good, the talent that's there now is the ones that are great. They have the ability to be fundamentally sound when called upon, but they also can be free flowing. That's a LaMelo.
You have
LaMelo is free flowing.
Or you
But if
have
you
to
think
be.
LaMelo ain't learned how to triple threat, reverse pivot, do layup off the right leg, layup off, jump off the right leg to do a right hand layup or a left hand layup. If you think he ain't learned all that, yeah, you're mine. He doesn't have to do it because it's not called upon. But when it's called upon, he can get there.
What is considered to be old school fundamental, there is not even the most fundamental old school play-in type bucket getter who everybody would agree is Kawhi Leonard, right?
Yeah.
He's not even old school fundamental.
No.
His best shot is a running, he dribbles towards the baseline and fades towards the baseline while he's shooting, or like a fading ass, he's fading back and to the side at the same time. That's his go-to move. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He goes towards the baseline, he's fading left and back away from the defense. What I'm saying is that's not a fundamental move. And we consider him, and that's his go-to move, and we consider him the super fundamental move. Fundamentals have changed.
One more thing.
No, that's like
You
a
said
Michael
word
Jordan or
fundamental.
Kobe Bryant type fundamental. Like that's where he
That's
gets
what I'm
that
trying to
move from.
tell y'all. Fundamentals
But
is
that
what you
move-
work on. It's
But
reverse
what he's saying,
hand
what he's saying,
It's a up and under
as a
fundamental.
basketball player, how were you taught to shoot a jump shot?
Right.
I mean,
Elbow tight,
I mean,
wrist facing this way.
and that's him.
But
That's him.
No,
most of the time.
no. But what
He
he's
got
saying,
that one
what he's
shot in
saying,
his arsenal.
but what he's saying
He
is,
got a little fadeaway in his
has a
arsenal.
coach ever taught you to go baseline, shoot a
Fade
jump shot,
left
and
and
you still
back.
shoot it? You're still fading to the baseline and shooting at the same time.
And that's your go-to.
I mean, well, people.
That's athleticism.
Yeah, that's
But
just
that's- but what I'm
when you're
saying-
special, you learn to
but
do
what
that.
I'm saying
And
is-
you practice that.
but
shit.
that's my-
And you practice that.
that's
shit.
my-
If you had a
my-
simple kid right now,
That's
you're an average kid on your team,
Yeah.
and he was out there practicing a fadeaway,
Yes.
what would you say to him? Why are you practicing that shot?
No, I'm not.
Right?
I'm not, because the fadeaway
No.
is the most unblockable shot next to a hook
No,
shot.
but I'm not-
So
but
I'm
I'm-
not gonna
but
ask
I'm
somebody
not-
practice
I'm
that.
not-
He's trying to become
For the
unguardable.
average kids, right?
I'm not
He
telling
gonna
you.
say that's Patrick Ewing.
He's-
Who told you to shoot that shot?
He's
Have you ever
Like
shot
that,
that
like
shot?
that, you.
Yeah.
You ever shot that before?
No.
You shoot that
Go ahead,
shot
go
in
ahead.
practice?
Absolutely. You
Shoot
absolutely.
that
What you just said was you
Your
were
best
old
player in the
school.
gym, working on his
Old
game.
school fundamental, right?
Yeah.
He working on a little fadeaway.
I disagree with that because I think
Would-
fundamentals are
would
set
you-
in stone.
would
I'm gonna let him do it.
Thank you.
You gonna let him do it, right?
Listen,
You might
Because
need
he
that.
has-
Hold on.
And he has that ability.
Yes.
Fundamentals are set in stone. Imagine NBA was a book. You know what the first chapter would be called? The fundamentals. In that chapter, you would have the definitions, traveling, shit like that. Those are the basics. Dribbling, right hand, left hand, being able to jump off your left foot, make the right hand. Those are fundamentals. Those don't change. You can't learn how to do a fadeaway until you learn how to shoot, until you live. Those are the fundamentals. Fadeaways come chapter 3. You gotta.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Those
with
are the
that.
fundamentals.
I don't.
That's
Because have
the
you?
basketball.
No, I don't agree with that. And the reason why, and I'm gonna go
Quick
back
question.
to.
When you teach one of your kids to a fadeaway.
No. That's not
We
what
were
I'm
just
saying.
talking about. We were
That's
just
it.
over here talking
That's what
about
I'm saying.
that.
This is what. No, that's not true.
Go ahead.
Because to what? Okay, look. You see a lot of kids play basketball and they suck, right? Let's just be honest. They
They
suck.
underdeveloped.
The kids who
Way
can't triple, the
underdeveloped.
kids who can't
They
triple.
suck. And they come in the gym and they shooting fadeaway jump shots. And they don't have the fundamentals.
Exactly.
So to your point, a lot of kids ain't reading the fundamental book of basketball and understanding.
They just watching.
You got,
Watch
they just
Watch what
trying
they
to
see.
replicate
Watch what they
moves.
see.
That's a
There
problem.
it is.
That's
That's
the
a problem.
There it
That's a
is.
problem.
Right
Yes,
there.
but that's what you have a lot in high school basketball.
That's a problem.
We not
That's
talking
what
about
you
the good
have.
players.
No,
That's a
Byron,
Great,
Byron,
the great,
I'm
the
not
good
arguing
high school
that.
players
I ain't
are
arguing.
great.
I'm
They're
not
gonna be
arguing
great
that.
regardless.
But we have a lot of players that make highlight reels for doing highlight reel worthy stuff, and they don't have the basic fundamentals. And those are the kids. And I've said this.
Are they tryouts?
No, yeah, listen. Those are the kids that go to a college.
What's Buddy's name? The white boy that went to Georgetown?
McClung.
He's one of them.
He's hooping though.
He's athletic. He's athletic.
I mean, he's decent.
But think about it.
You would think he'd be averaging
He's
25
average.
He's
games.
very average.
You would think he'd be averaging 25 games.
He's very average. And you would have thought he would have went to Georgetown and been a one and done.
Been a killer.
Right?
He's
Look
right now.
Look at the dude.
Going nuts.
Look at the dude in Arizona. Look at the dude in Arizona.
Right here, dude.
Yeah. Buddy might be a one and done. He might not. I ain't heard his name all year long.
He was a highlight reel.
It's a highlight reel.
When y'all say fundamentals, it sounds like you're describing IQ. That's different.
No,
That's what it sounds like.
That's
the
way
difference
different.
that's
a way
different.
That's lacking too.
Hold on. I'm gonna give y'all.
That is like.
That's
I'm
lacking big time.
gonna give y'all another play. I'm gonna give y'all a one and done play.
Hey, but Nico ain't bad.
Hold on. I'm gonna give y'all a one and done play. I'm gonna give y'all a one and done play. Who I hate. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate him. One and done. RJ Barrett.
What about
Basic.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons.
And he gonna be basic in the NBA.
And that's why. But he was a one and done.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at film from him in
He
high
has
school,
no right hand.
he was. Look, you look
Shoulder
at
into chest.
No, but
Drive
look,
the ball.
there you go.
Yeah.
But if you look at him from high school, he was the number one player in high school.
Right.
He was quote unquote supposed to be the man at Duke, but it was Zion, right? He goes to the league and he's very basic. I've sat here on this podcast week in and week out and dogged RJ Barrett.
So
and it's very basic.
He's fundamental.
Ben Simmons fall into that category. Because he was the same way in high school, the same way he was in college.
The only issue,
his team. I give RJ, he took his team somewhere.
RJ didn't take his team. Zion took his team.
Ben Simmons had the number. Ben Simmons had a top 5 player with him too.
Who?
The guard. Yeah,
Let me find out. He had both of
Yeah,
them was in the top 5.
He wasn't top 5.
He was top 5 ESPN when they both came out.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
They both came out. He had a top 5 player with him,
All-
and they couldn't get to the tournament.
This is my
and
only.
then he make it to the
This-
league.
this is my only-
His game's still the same.
But this is my only knock on Ben Simmons.
Is he not lacking the fundamentals that we're talking about?
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, he's just a physical specimen.
That's what I'm saying. Like
He's a
falls into
physical
that
specimen.
What's the fundamentals he
He's
lacking?
Athleticism.
Ben Simmons is just
He's
athletic.
tall.
What fundamentals
He's
he lacking?
6'10",
But Ben
I
Simmons
have
is just
travel.
walking potential.
He can dribble with both hands.
He can.
Ben
He can lay
Simmons
the
is
ball
just
up with both
walking
hands.
potential.
But
He
that,
can
but
dunk with both hands.
listen, but hold on.
Those are fundamentals.
Now let me ask you this, Byron. Let me ask you this: Is Ben Simmons a top 10 point guard in the league right now?
No.
He's fundamental.
No.
He has fundamentals.
No,
He
I'm
doesn't
not asking.
When he
No.
triple
I'll
threats,
take
he
Kyle
takes a
Lowry.
dribble. He doesn't
Nope,
travel.
that's not what I'm
He
asking.
can dribble with both hands.
Yeah.
He can dunk with both hands.
That's one person.
Those are fundamentals.
That's the first.
That's one
The
person
first-
I'll take Kyle Lowry before. Ben Simmons.
The first fundamental is catch and shoot.
But now
listen.
listen. But this is what I'm asking.
That's one
Byron. I ain't
person I
asking
will
about
take
fundamentals.
before.
I'm asking: Is Ben Simmons a top 10 point guard in today's NBA?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Gotta be close. He's an all-star.
Okay. But does Ben
that's
Simmons?
popularity.
Hold on. Now, let
No,
reserve.
he was deserving.
Hold on. Hold on.
Deserving of it last
Hold
year.
on. But does Ben Simmons
Top
have
10?
holes in his
Ben
game?
Simmons?
Yes.
10? I think we can name 10 point guards.
But does Ben Simmons have holes in his
Y'all
game?
got Kyle Lowry in your list. I expect
we got
that.
nine.
Ben
I'm
Simmons
gonna have
has-
it in my game.
Ben Simmons has craters.
We
in
can name.
He got holes.
craters.
Okay.
We
Now,
have-
are we gonna sit here and say that Ben Simmons probably isn't fundamentally sound?
No.
He got fundamentals.
He throws great.
Can't
He
catch
throws.
and
He
shoot. He
throws
can't do
great.
the first two.
He throws all
What
his
good
chest
is my
passes.
point
He
guard?
can't do the first thing of fundamentals. Catch and shoot. That's a very good.
So we taking shooting is not a
Tell me
fundamental.
what.
So no, what y'all
That's
saying?
okay.
Y'all say
Hey,
every
every
player
team
has
shot,
every
let it go.
Okay, so then let's stop.
That's
But-
any type of guard have the ability.
But I think the great players-
Giannis
I think-
will even shoot the
Yeah,
ball.
I think the
Catch,
great players.
y'all
I think
gotta
the
catch,
great
shoot,
players.
pass.
I think the
catch,
great.
shoot,
Hold on.
shoot, pass.
I think the great players, and the superstar players do have every fundamental in the book.
Okay, so
That's
to
not
the
true.
defense, so
Shaq ain't had no jump shots.
to the defensive fundamentals.
Facts.
To the defensive fundamentals.
Bro, that's my case.
Yeah,
Potentially the most dominant player in the NBA
He's
history.
a physical
Shaq
specimen.
had
you gotta have Rondo in that conversation. Cause that's the most fundamentally sound.
And can't
Look. Hey, no, hold on. We got
But that's my point.
Tony Parker couldn't shoot.
That's my point.
He did.
For all his
Somebody
championships,
that
he
could
couldn't
shoot.
shoot.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
The last two he can shoot.
That's not true.
That's my fundamental. That's my point though.
But he won't shoot it. Like, don't even attempt.
Yes, catch and shoot is a fundamental sound.
You know he can't.
He's still
I don't
fundamental.
give a
Catch the ball,
Rondo.
step into
He's
your
still
shot.
fundamental.
Has Rondo ever considered a great player?
Yes.
Yes. Why wouldn't he be?
What you talking about?
Why wouldn't he be?
You pick him over Ben Simmons, wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't he be?
All right then. So what y'all talking
Why
about?
wouldn't Rondo be a
What
great
y'all talking about? Yeah, you
Rondo's
get
not a great
upgraded guys.
player. Rondo's not a great player.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
He's also the count.
That's what I'm saying. Like y'all
It's
talking
Rondo
about,
Hall of
bro.
Fame.
Y'all not talking about fundamentals. Y'all gotta be talking about IQ. If you catch the ball in triple
No.
threat, bro, you dribble, you don't
But
try.
I'm gonna be honest
You
with you.
got
The only reason I would pick Rondo over Ben Simmons is because of his IQ.
He is fundamentally sound.
Yes, bro.
Period.
Hold on, we gotta stop.
Yes, he is.
We gotta stop with this. They can do it. Man, the man can't. They can't shoot. That is
But
a
he
hindrance.
shoot. He better than
Wait, no, I'm talking about both of them. That is a hindrance to your team.
I don't care. Somebody got to shoot better than you.
Listen,
Ben don't.
as a point guard,
Bro, look. What your man Mike say? When the first shot is the shot, you don't take it.
No, you gotta take it. You
Men
don't take
don't even let it
But
go.
my thing is, like, you can't get a
don't
pass in the
even
book
shoot.
of fundamentals, and you can't shoot.
That's not
As a-
true.
As
That is
a point guard.
That is untrue.
It hinders your team
He
as
had
a
a jump
point
shot.
guard.
He'd be Chris
Yes,
Paul
it does.
great.
John Stockton had a banger.
If he had a,
No, he did not.
if Rondo had a
John
jump shot,
Stockton
he'd
have a
Chris Paul
banger.
great.
Hold on, hey, we all over the place on. Hold on.
He
John Stockton was shooting like
never
that.
attempted.
John Stockton? What?
Brim.
He had a burner.
Are you crazy?
John Stockton shot 90% from the
He
line,
might be the top
over
10.
40% from three,
Are you
and
crazy?
he had a mid-range
I mean,
jump.
50, 40, 90.
Ben don't bring
It
up
does
the
matter. It
tip.
does
He
matter.
took 40,
The more you
90.
take, the more
You remember how they got to the finals?
If it matter,
50,
Ben
40,
don't
90.
shoot.
50, 40, 90 in the season. 50% of the
How many
field,
threes
40%
did
of the
he
three.
take?
How did they get to the finals that year over Barkley and them in
How many did
Houston?
it take?
A three from
He
the
got three to get to the finals.
Where you were tall to add?
clutch. Shoot.
Were you talking about multiply before you were tall to add?
You can't be a point guard and not be able
John
to shoot.
Stockton is the most fundamental point guard to ever play the game.
Before you talk 5
The most
times.
fundamental point guard to ever play the game.
Won a championship with no jump shot. Why you keep
No,
saying
no,
that? Why
no.
you keep saying
No, no,
people
well-
have done it already? What you saying is
True, but
He still don't have
They have
fundamentals.
championships with no jump shot.
He got bailed out because he was playing with 3-4 Hall of
Tony
Famers.
Parker got a
And
championship
they wasn't
without a
even,
jump shot.
and you know what's so great? They weren't even playing Rondo down the stretch of those games.
Come on.
They weren't even playing Rondo down the stretch of those games.
What has Rondo done on the team without a bunch of Hall of Famers?
Exactly.
He could
It
shoot the
don't
jumper.
matter. He's
Cassell was
fundamentally
playing
sound.
down the stretch. You know
We're
why?
not trying-
If it's 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes left in the game, and your point guard can't make free throws,
Time out. Are you saying Rondo's not fundamentally sound? Is that your
as far
argument?
as shooting, no.
No, so
And that is a big part of the game.
so
When you're not surrounded by a
Rondo
bunch of Hall
is
of
Chris
Fame
Paul
players.
without a jump shot. That's the
But is
best
he
way to
fundamental
describe
or
it.
no?
His decision making, his playmaking ability is fundamental. He can pass, bounce pass. He
So
can do all
he's
that.
fundamental.
No,
Correct.
he got one
That's
fundamental,
facts.
not fundamentally.
How many,
sound. Fundamentally is
how many
everything.
players out there that has a all? Who's the it factor? Who has a
Chris
all?
Paul,
Chris Paul,
point
LeBron.
guards,
And
Chris
he
Paul,
has
There's a
no
ton of them.
championships.
Chris Paul. But he's
That's the
fundamentally
point
sound.
I'm making
He
in
can
the
do
first
everything.
place.
He can
Could you say
off the
there was
dribble,
a ton of them in the 90s?
He get the
No,
feed.
a
He
ton of
is the
people who have it all.
most fundamentally. He might be the most fundamentally sound
He
point
said
guard
who
of
has it
time.
all. We said there's a ton of people. Could you say that in the 90s? Nope.
About what?
There's a
Isaiah,
ton of people who had it all. Nope. You can say it today. Can't say it.
who had it all.
Who had it
Ooh,
all?
But in the
they
90s, they had
definitely more
fundamentals.
fundamentally sound. They
Y'all
definitely
talking about
fundamentally
fundamentals
sound.
like the game ain't got better. Like fundamentals back in the day used to be 13 passes before a shot, bro. Yeah, the game has gotten better. Y'all know
Oh,
the evolution.
But
dog.
it's not.
What is y'all
it's
talking
not
about?
13.
Yeah,
let me ask you this.
More playable.
Let me ask you this.
Y'all losers.
Yeah, let me ask you
Don't
this.
trip ball movement. That's the lost art in the game, and that's why Golden State is so great.
You ever watch the
That's why
game?
Golden State is so great. Because their playable ball movement is way better than everybody else, and nobody else play like that. Golden State play like that for the 90s.
Have you ever watched the game in today's era and cringed watching it because it was just so bad?
The Rockets every night.
You haven't.
The Rockets every night.
You haven't watched James Harden pass up.
The Rockets every night.
Listen, you haven't watched James Harden pass up a wide open layup.
If he don't say the Rockets,
I'm about wait.
If he don't say the Rockets,
he dribbles
we
back
got a
out.
problem.
He dribbles back. He had a 10-foot jumper. He had a layup, but he dribbles it back out. Wastes more time off the shot clock to take a 30-foot step back over a 7-footer. That's a good shot. That don't make you cringe.
After 9 dribbles. After 9 dribbles. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Me and Ray talked about that all
That is
night.
terrible basketball.
Like, what are you doing?
Let me say
It looks good when it goes in.
Can I say something?
Terrible basketball.
That is terrible
Can I say
basketball.
something?
Is that not terrible basketball?
Most of your highlights come from a terrible decision going right.
Yep.
So you gotta let him give it. You gotta give him a
I don't
chance
care
to be
about
special.
highlights.
You have nothing
care
special
about
would ever
highlights.
happen if
That's
everybody was
When I was
just
just
so
talking about,
80.
when I was just talking about nothing special, like why
you're
not
right. Y'all
take the easy bucket?
I'm not gonna argue. Y'all right. All right-hand layups should be
Golden
off
No,
your
no,
right foot.
I'm not
All
even.
right-hand layups should be off
It
your
ain't
right
even
foot.
that.
If
He
you're
didn't-
right-handed, you should always
No,
put it off your
James
left
Harden-
foot.
You
Just
know why
follow
people-
all the rules and be super easy
James
to
Harden
fucking
can get to the
guard.
lane in
You can
Euro.
be so easy to
He
guard,
can get
bro.
to the lane in
I
Euro.
know you're right-handed, Shade him.
You want to know?
You know what I'm saying? I know what he.
You want to know why
you-
people hate the Golden
You
State
have to be
Warriors?
unpredictable today.
Well, no,
people,
well,
no, you don't, because the Warriors proved everybody
I'm
wrong.
talking about
They
as
went to
players.
5 straight finals
Okay.
with player movement, ball movement. I
They were
saw
unpredictable,
Clay
yes.
score 60 points
Yep.
on 9 dribbles.
And they were unpredictable.
You know why? Because
They
it's
were,
player movement,
why,
ball
why were
movement.
they unpredictable? Because you never knew who was going to shoot. That's unpredictable.
Because they move without the ball.
Yeah,
They
right.
played
My
90s
point is you have to
basketball.
be unpredictable.
They played
James
90s
Harden is
basketball.
about as
Nobody
predictable
plays
as
like
you
No,
that.
he's not.
Nobody plays
He
like
either
that.
shooting the
No,
three.
he's not.
Nobody plays like that.
I want you to try to guard James Harden. Every time you think he's shooting, he's going to dunk. Every time you think he's trying to go to the rim, he's going to shoot. You think it's sweet watching on TV. You try to stand in front of that man. Listen,
It ain't about me guarding.
The level of complexity
It ain't
of the
about me
defensive
guarding.
schemes that he's seen.
I swear to God, that's how I think.
The
It ain't about me
the
guarding.
level of complexity that's involved with the defensive schemes that he sees from every different coach in the league is far beyond anything that an ISO scorer has ever seen in the league. When Melo was in his bag as an ISO scorer, he didn't see schemes that look nothing like what James Harden seen. He's seeing schemes where 2 and 3 people blitzing him, bro. Completely bailing out on that man, bro. Yeah, ain't nobody seen no schemes like that. And he's still going for 50, bro. 50,
Well,
bro.
that's all that happens
What is
in
y'all
many
talking to
games.
me about tonight?
Still
dog?
call
50.
Now let me. You still ain't answer my question. What about when he gets to the lane? He can Euro.
It's still terrible basketball.
What I'm saying is,
It's
you gotta
terrible
give-
basketball.
you gotta
That's
give
not good
people-
basketball.
What I'm saying is, we would never see anything special thinking like you. We never see nothing special, bro.
How?
Yeah, that's not the right thing to do. Don't do.
No,
We
that's
never
not
see
what
nothing
I'm saying.
special.
I just was literally telling you,
it's just bad
James Harden
basketball.
could get to the lane in Euro and do all of that stuff to make him great, but sometimes he don't do it and he'll go back. He'll have a layup, but what he'll do, he'll back out, dribble it 10
He
more
don't have a burner.
seconds.
He don't have a burner.
Listen to what I'm saying. You're not listening.
I am.
You listening to respond. You're
No,
not
I'm
listening
not.
to hear.
I'm not, bro.
What I'm saying is,
You said
sometimes
he
a
can't pass
30-foot step back is not better than
Why not?
a Euro
Why not?
step
Why
than a
not?
Euro step layup.
Let me ask you a question. So I heard you. Is a 30-foot step back a bad shot? Not if you took 6,000 of them in the summer.
What about-
It is not a bad
what
shot.
about if you had a
It is
wide-
your fundamental.
What about if you had a-
Alright, okay. Because
What
hard
about
work
if
don't
you-
mean
okay,
nothing.
so a
Repetition means nothing.
tough-
You can't get good
That's
at a
not
30-foot
what I'm
step back.
saying.
Right?
A tough 30-foot step back is not a better
It's
shot.
not tough if you practice it. It's normal. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all thinking
If it
about
was
basketball
normal- if it was
box.
normal-
The game ain't in the box no more.
If it was-
And everybody that's 33 and 34, y'all need to jump out the box and
Nah,
come along,
that's
bro.
not.
The game ain't in that
If
box
it's
no more.
normal, then he
Niggas
would've
is
won a
doing
championship by
spectacular
not
shit
doing that.
normal.
Yeah,
He would have won a championship by not
Absolutely.
doing that.
All right.
And he always
Just
lose.
wait up.
And he always lose
It's
to the
okay.
Warriors and the
It's okay.
Spurs.
It's cool. It's
And
cool.
because they play the right style of basketball.
Every time we talk about something special and a great point is made, we just discredit them by saying they didn't win a championship. I get the pattern. It's
But
cool.
he can't
It's
get-
cool, man. I get it. He's
No,
special as
but
hell,
he can't
bro.
get past the teams that have played the right way.
We don't
That's what
know
he's
that.
saying.
We don't know that. He
I-
hasn't
I-
yet. That's all you can say. You can't say his career is not over.
It's
He
not
has
over.
not
No,
yet.
it's not
He
over.
has not
That's
yet.
the next step.
All right.
That's the next step.
Running NFL quarterbacks haven't won a Super Bowl. Will it never happen? We don't
It
know.
has happened.
Running black quarterback.
Running
who?
black quarterback?
Running black quarterback. Who?
Russ already won.
Russ is not a running black quarterback. He's a scrambling throwing quarterback. He's not a takeoff for 70-yard quarterback. He is not. He's not Lamar Jackson. He is not Michael Vick. He is a run. He is a run to get room to make a play quarterback. He is not a running quarterback. Thank you, bro. All right. So like I said, bro. But will it never happen? Yeah, this year. Big trust. So what I'm saying is y'all gotta give shit a chance to happen for the first time. Everything up in here is.
So why
experience
what are your
this, experience
excuses?
that. Some shit gotta happen.
What
for
are
the
your
first time, bro.
excuses
Because
when he
history don't
fails?
lie.
It's
Because
not.
history don't lie. Because history don't lie.
History do lie.
History don't lie.
History do lie because we was told that a 30-foot step back with regularity is a terrible shot from a
No, that is not what I said.
No. I'm saying fundamentally from every coach you ever had, you were never permitted, even with the greenest of lights, to take a 30-foot step back with regularity, and you did not average 50.
No,
so what I'm saying is people are special now because the level. What I'm saying, we seeing people do shit that we're seeing high schoolers do shit Michael Jordan did, bro.
Is a 30-foot step back better than a Euro step layup? Is that a better shot? A step back with a hand in your face better than a wide open Euro step layup? What's a better shot?
The one that's worth more points.
Nah.
I can't agree with you.
Yeah, nah.
I can't agree with you right there,
you
bro.
selling tickets, I get you.
I can't
but
agree
nah,
with you.
I know you can't.
That's false.
I know it's false. He Euro step and missed the layup. Damn, why you missed the layup? He stepped back and missed the three. Damn, what the fuck is you doing? He Euro step and make the layup. Good shit, James. He stepped back and make the three. Holy shit, James. And we got one extra point. So if he misses, yes, both of them is fucked up. If he makes it, then it's you get what that's basketball.
Not when you skip one. Not when you don't.
It's okay. Probability.
Yeah, when you skip a good shot and take a bad shot.
Again, that's a bad shot for a person. Again, my only point here for the people that's watching. My only point here is the shit that you practice is not bad to do in the game.
But you always want to take the higher percentage shots.
The shit that you practice is okay to do in the game.
So let me tell you. Okay, I'm with you on that, but I'm pretty sure James Harden layup ratio, if we got his layup percentage on Euros, it's probably around 70-80%.
I don't have nothing to say to a dude averaging 50 for me.
Okay, let's go.
I'm letting that horse ride. You gotta let that horse ride.
As a coach, if you walk in the gym, you see one of your guys practice 30-foot step back. How you feel about that?
And they knocking him down. He don't miss him one bit. You ever seen him practice?
I'm saying, how you feel about that?
I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna come back to you in May.
James Harden is special.
I'm gonna come back to you in May.
James Harden is special. The only thing with James Harden is that we have not seen him.
He don't do it in the playoffs.
That's the only. That's his.
But to your defense, it hasn't happened yet. With everybody else, him, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, the best scorer in the league, in my personal opinion, is on the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker. Yeah, but I'm just saying. Okay. That's okay. It's all right. Y'all don't like butter. He's butter. It's okay.
Let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate. I'm gonna use what you just said. James Harden practices 30-foot step backs in the gym over the summer.
Hits with great regularity, yes.
Hits with regularity.
Great regularity.
You got a player less skilled sitting on the bench, but he also shoots those step backs with ease and regularity. But he on the bench. He subs in the game and shoots a 30-foot step back. What you do?
Take him out of his ass out.
Yeah, and that's purely a business decision. It's a whole lot of reasons why you take him out. You take him out because you're not paying him for that shit, and James Harden is making $100 million to do what he does. That's the first
same
reason
guy is capable of doing that same thing because he practiced all off season.
The general manager will text the coach during the game and tell him to sub his ass out. If anybody's gonna do that, it's gonna be the dude I'm paying $100 million to do. It's not gonna be the guy that's on the end of the bench that's supposed to come in and swing the ball, regardless of what he practices.
That look away shit pisses me off. Man. I don't know what. I don't know who. That's it. Who the fuck he looking at? That's it. That slow ass.
James Harden tell you shit. Hey, 80% of James Harden shots are bad.
Hey, I'm gonna wrap this up with
real
this.
Quick, and we call him special. That's special. Kobe Bryant is the best bad shot maker of all time. We call that a ball.
I absolutely fucking agree with you.
How the fuck is that ball? How wrap this up? We call James Harden special, but we criticize.
I will agree with that.
What's a bad shot? What is a bad shot? J.R. Smith is home. No, listen, I'm just gonna make a point. J.R. Smith
not going to talk about hood top.
No, listen, let me just say this. this. J-Rod, he can shoot the ball, right? Y'all at least respect that he can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the only point I'm making. J.R. Smith can shoot the ball. We all
He's a
agree.
bad shot maker.
He's on record saying I shoot better with a hand in my face. We all respect his shooting ability. He's on record saying I shoot better with a hand in my face. And we are sitting here and say because our 5th grade coach told us it's a bad shot, it's a bad shot,
and you know what?
that means shoot better.
And you know what?
He literally said most bad shots are his good shots.
And you know what?
And he practices.
And you want to know what's so bad? We could probably pull up the stats, and he'd probably be fucking wrong. He'd probably be wrong. He'd probably shoot way better, wide open, than he do with a hand in his shot.
28 from 60,
Come on,
43
man.
points.
Bean.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Happy New Year.
3 hour special, baby.
Yeah.
This is gonna be uploaded
Damn,
on
that's
240 next Monday.
Before I plug out
128 gigabytes.
Go ahead and plug it.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and plug it.
Hey, January 10th, Soul Food 2 dropping on all streaming platforms. Make sure y'all go get that. In the meantime, go straight into single. Angel's working for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the right way.
I like that. Yes, sir. Follow us, Goodfellas Podcast. Start with a 3 instead of an E. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You make it to the end of this one. You a real one.
Man, you might chop this one up.
Hey, nah, they getting that straight through.
I don't even know if they're going to hit.
Oh, check us out on Apple Podcasts.
Subscribe, rate, review.
Ooh, we still got it down bad. Still got it.
I was forgetting something.
I'm at the Grammys. Check me out.
That's not shout out. That's not shout out.
I'm at the Grammys. I'm at the Grammys on the 26th, man. I'm right there.
Take your hood off, man. You hiding from somebody?
It wasn't shout out time. Jesus Christ.
I'm at the Grammys on the 26th.
Let them know
What is
where
you
you're at.
doing? What is you doing at the Grammys?
I'm gonna be there, man. I gotta take a to the Grammys.
Y'all hosting?
No, I just gotta take a to the Grammys.
Just going to the Grammys?
Just gonna be in the seats.
I'm gonna be in there, man.
Congratulations,
So go
brother.
back.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Bill.
You ain't gonna tell them
Anybody
your
else?
Twitter. Let them
I
follow
got
me.
you.
I ain't got no Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram, AYOQ.
AYOQ.
AY_yo_Q.
Jesus
Come
Christ.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Underscore.
Go ahead, Lo.
Shout out to the Indianapolis Bandits. I just got appointed the new head coach of the Indianapolis Bandits. Thank you for 30 foot step backs all day long. But no, I appreciate it. Y'all know any women looking for a second chance at a great opportunity, send them my way. You can follow me on Instagram, bsmooth78.
Be smooth.
Facebook, Lawrence Creighton. That's it. Check us out.
Any other shout outs?
Any other? Before we go.
Happy birthday to Jameson, man.
Happy birthday, boy Jameson.
One.
And my birthday tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Who makes church? Shot.
We gotta get there, brother. We
get
gotta
there first.
get there.
Can you chill?
Slow down.
Segue.
See what I'm saying? He's trying to get us up out of here. No,
Where's your fundamentals? We gonna handle that, brother.
See, you skipped
The
the
man
chapter
behind
6.
the man with the.
You skipped the chapter 6. Okay? Thank you.
Anybody else? You got any shout outs?
Yeah.
Go ahead, shout him
Who
out.
gonna shout out?
Shout out my man. Chicago legend, baby. Kevs all day.
Oh my
Why
God.
Why not even ask?
Big Ruff.
Why not even ask?
Yes.
Why not ask?
Goodness gracious.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
Let's go. Let's go.
New Year, same move.
Go.
Okay.
My bad, y'all.
New Year, same move.
My bad.
New Year, same move.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the police, y'all. We gotta go. Nah, don't worry about that. We got another guest. John, go. You go ahead, bro. I mean, we had to. It's wild. Wow. Go ahead.
Q's gonna be on the couch tonight.
Definitely. Big trust.
Big couch.
Hey, big coffee couch.
Big sectional.
Wait, can I say what you?
Shout out I got. First I want to shout out. I'm gonna shout out my team, the Born Boilermakers. We're 9-5.
Okay.
We finished 2-2 in the Big Dipper. We actually have 3 games coming up next week. One on one Monday at home, Tuesday at home, and then one Thursday away. So I want to shout out my team, man. I also want to shout out Adidas. Shout out Adidas for the love that y'all hooking the brother up with for his birthday weekend. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna kick it. So I want to shout out to Adidas for that. And then I'm gonna shout out everybody for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Showing us love and support, man. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all for having us, man.
We got to do this again. Much love.
I like this.
Yeah.
See you in May.
I would love to argue, I'll tell you that.
Don't
Man, who do I want to shout out, man? I want to shout out the Los Angeles Lakers, man.
That's
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
Let's go.
You know what it's about, baby. AD, Brian, you know, I'm going to shout my Lakers out #1. We got that 1 seed in the West right now. I'm going to shout out, who's my shout out, man? Man, I got a bunch of people to shout out.
Can't let the cat out.
Yeah, I got a bunch of people I shout out, but I ain't gonna shout them out, man. But shout out my let me shout out my wife's family. They came through on Christmas. We had it popping. We had the brunch style. You know, it was cracking. You know. Shout out to the Wells, man. They was there. They was deep. They had my house a little hot. You know?
Had to turn the air on.
Yeah, had to turn the air on. But man, that's about it. That's all I got, man. It's been too quiet on my end.
I'm gonna shout out the creator of the shirts.
I grind for real.
Oh, whoop whoop.
Big trust.
No, y'all ain't gonna give no
IG. Big trust. True. Man. Shout out to 2020. Shout out today being my birthday.
Much love.
Shout out to everybody coming out. This shit was dope. Shirts got us looking good.
It was long.
Feeling good. Yeah, this like I said, you're a real one if you made it to the end of this episode.
I don't know if you're gonna hear it all, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of dope content.
We might have to chop this up.
Nah, we giving it to him straight through.
Straight raw.
Straight drop.
No homo.
Hey, come on, man.
No Vaseline. Work out.
Anybody else? Any shout outs? P.
You don't got no shout out?
Yeah, I got a shout out, man. Be on the lookout. Got our podcast coming up real soon. 3 Piece Fire Hard.
That's what we talking about. That's what we want to hear.
3 Piece Fire Hard.
What's the name?
3 Piece Fire Hard. So yeah, when we drop,
Y'all got mouse sauce added on it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Fire Hard, lemon pepper. All
Y'all got y'all Instagrams, Facebook.
Yeah. 3 Piece Fire Hard Podcast is the IG. You can go to Facebook, same thing. 3 Piece Fire Hard. Follow me on IG, Fat Mackington. Twitter, Fat Mackington, because I'm lazy.
You won't be disappointed, I'll tell you that. That man's hilarious right there, man.
And shout out Q for those 11s, bro. Them is clean, bro. Them clean, bro. For a man that hate Jordan. Shout out to them 11s.
Fuck dude.
We'll be back if we still on the airwaves.
We don't know when we're gonna be back.
After this one. But until next week, love, live life. We'll holler at y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That shit.
Hey, y'all really like Mike? No, don't bullshit.